The war for workforce talent, not just in Madison, but across our entire state. Visit uwalumni.com/UW5 to tell your legislators to support UW-Madison in the Wisconsin state budget. That's uwalumni.com/UW5. Paid for by the Wisconsin Alumni Association.
For those with a warm weather fashion, try St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, because that's where you'll find a vast array of men's, women's, girls, and boys' warm weather apparel at the friendliest prices. So many choices, and at such a value. You can fill the closet without draining your wallet. Shop warm weather fashions at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
The Midwest's best baseball and softball training facility and retail center is here in New Berlin, and it's ready for you and your team. From little leaguers to hardcore players and trainers, this is the place you'll want to be.
You can't beat Bernhardt.
Steel walk behind, zero turn, and stand-on mowers are built to get the job done. Shop online or at your local Steel dealer. Steel, let's go mow.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Six o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Thursday, April 17th, our top story. An abduction suspect back in Wisconsin.
I'm Erik Bilstad. An uncertain future for Wisconsin schools.
I'm Debbie Lazica. We're looking pretty good out on the roads. No major incidents to report. Light volume, and we're pretty much at standard speeds. I'm Debbie Lazica with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast for today. We'll see increasing clouds, breezy, and some scattered showers moving in late. High of 58 lakeside, 64 inland. Scattered showers and storms overnight with a breezy low of 51. Right now at 39 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a man charged with child enticement and abduction back here in Wisconsin this morning, waking up in jail in Dodge County. WTMJ's Adam Roberts is live in the Breaking News Center.
That's right, Vince. 40-year-old Gary Day arrested earlier this month at an Omaha truck stop where he was discovered with 17-year-old Sophia Franklin of Beaver Dam. The prosecutor's office in Sarpy County, Nebraska, confirmed on Wednesday Day had been sent back to Wisconsin. A check of Dodge County jail records indicates he was booked into the Dodge County Correctional Facility around 5:15. The 40-year-old Day is suspected to be the father of Franklin's unborn child, the 17-year-old currently 5 months pregnant. Day facing charges in Wisconsin, Nebraska, and in Arkansas, where he is from.
An inmate at Waupun Correctional Institution in the hospital this morning after an incident this week. According to the Department of Corrections, it tells WTMJ that inmate jumped from a tier in the cell hall and was critically injured. Inmate taken to Waupun Memorial Hospital, but then was taken by a chopper and flown to another facility. Condition not known as of this morning.
More than 80 positions set to be removed from the Fond du Lac School District due to voters, they say, not passing that district-wide referendum. Metropolitan Milwaukee Association of Commerce President Dale Koenga on Wisconsin's Afternoon News saying, got to do more to restructure the state's model for funding schools.
Yeah, the funding formula is just old, and there has to be a reset, especially on special education. The whole system has to be looked at. I mean, we're one of few states that does it on a reimbursement basis. Other states have gone to different models, so it's time for taking the whiteboard out and rethinking how this is all done.
40% of referendums completed in Wisconsin were second attempts by school districts to gain additional funding.
A U.S. federal judge is holding the White House in contempt for not being able to provide more details into how migrants were sent to a prison in El Salvador, despite a federal order preventing that move. Now, immigration attorney Michelle Sanz Rodriguez tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News how the administration is testing the limits of power involving federal court orders.
So the next move really is going to be on the court to see how far they will tolerate the executive's ability to ignore that order.
Sanz Rodriguez says she has clients who are scared to leave their homes as the administration targets more migrants across the country.
Prosecutors expected to protesters expected on overpasses over I-43 and I-94 this weekend. They're doing another nationwide protest criticizing the Trump administration. Andy Guss is with Grassroots Menominee Falls telling WTMJ the protests are a continuation of administration cutting federal programs and impacting thousands of Americans.
We're trying to send a message that we're not going to allow our neighbors or our communities to fall through the cracks created by this administration, and we want to show them that we're ready to act.
Gus says 3,000 people will be located at overpasses through Milwaukee County on Saturday.
A top researcher at the National Institute of Health is resigning after accusing the health secretary of censorship.
Dr. Kevin Hall is a top expert on ultra-processed foods. Last year, he told CBS News some of them are healthy.
We just need to figure out which ones those are and how to give our policy friends the advice on how to limit intake of those kinds of foods.
Now he tells CBS Secretary Kennedy's aides blocked him from talking to a reporter about his recent research and accused him of fabricating false claims. CBS News has also learned the FDA has been asked to end its routine food safety inspections and farm that work out to state and local authorities. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Lights are slowly coming back on in Puerto Rico. Crews working to restore power following an island-wide outage that left much of that U.S. territory in the dark. Hundreds of thousands with no running water. Here's Rosanna Torres. She lives there, says people don't have the means to run backup power.
We have a lot of older adults living alone and are now in the dark. We have people that depend on refrigerated medications that are now at serious risk.
Second island-wide blackout in less than 4 months.
Coming up, the fire may never be started.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:05.
Get no-interest financing options or free glass upgrades at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Hey, Gina, did you hear about the draft?
Wayne, there's no draft at Pella.
There's definitely a draft. Right, Wildy? Yeah, everybody's talking about it.
Pella windows are constructed of the highest quality. No drafts.
Yeah, sure. Okay. No drafts. Got it.
There's more than one draft?
No, but Pella should be everyone's number one pick because right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get no interest financing options or free glass upgrades when you order by April 30th. Our talented designers and installers can match your unique home through dramatic sizes, custom colors, finishes, profiles, product types, and more, along with durable and distinguished details. All Pella products stand the test of time, which is why we confidently offer the best wood warranty in the industry.
So where is the draft?
Coon. Get no interest financing options or free glass upgrades at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 4/30/2025.
Do you have a written financial plan? Hi, I'm Aaron Kowal of Kowal Investment Group. We have recently joined Creative Planning, a national registered investment advisor. This move allows us to provide more comprehensive wealth management services to help with all aspects of your finances, including your investments, taxes, estate plan, and more. At Creative Planning, we understand life is busy, and sometimes important things like retirement planning can fall to the wayside. So I'm here to remind you to take time to plan. A 1-hour complimentary consultation with our fiduciary advisors will help you get started on the path to your dream retirement. We will review your current financial situation, your goals and needs, and help you plan for life's what-ifs. Don't delay planning for your future any longer. And even if you already have a plan, a second opinion from our advisors can help determine if there are adjustments to make. Kowal Investment Group is now Creative Planning. Visit creativeplanning.com to get started. That's creativeplanning.com.
Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. Several locations, several choices. Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. There's one near you.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:07.
The biggest legend at the ballpark was not wearing a baseball uniform. That story in sports at 6:15.
Thousands of visitors going to be flying into Little Green Bay next week for that NFL draft.
Draft week means big travel, and TSA wants you packing right.
If it cannot fit in the X-ray, don't bring it, clearly.
Wisconsin Federal Security Director for the Department of Homeland Security, Mark Lenve.
Come have fun, recognize our requirements, be prepared to travel, because it will be busy.
Remember, no oversized liquids or sharp items at the checkpoint.
Please don't bring anything that looks like a sword or something like that, right? Because that's not going to be able to go through.
At Green Bay Austin's Straubel International Airport, Nizer Spencer, WTMJ News.
If I want to bring my football to have everyone sign it, can I bring my football?
You can. You're driving. A key hearing begins today in the Menendez brothers' attempts to get out of prison for the 1989 shotgun murders of their parents in their Beverly Hills home.
Today's hearing was supposed to have happened back in December and got repeatedly delayed. Today, the Menendez brothers will appear remotely to make their argument that they have been rehabilitated in prison over 35 years and that under California California's resentencing laws, they should go free. The DA who took over in December argues they remain a threat to society and have told lies over many years. A judge could decide to keep them locked up or to free them either immediately or pause it, waiting on likely appeals. Today's hearing is expected to go through tomorrow and maybe into next week. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
A planned redemption sequel to a botched music festival is hitting a snag.
The first party was such a disaster, it became the subject of a Netflix documentary.
Desperate people do desperate things.
Now the fate of Fire Festival 2 is up in the air. The official website has posted a notice. The event scheduled to begin May 30th in Playa del Carmen, Mexico, is postponed. No comment from the organizer, Billy McFarland, who served almost 4 years in prison for wire fraud in connection with the 2017 event in the Bahamas. It promised big-name bands that never showed and luxurious accommodations that turned out to be makeshift tents and folding chairs. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
So ticket prices had started at like $1,400 for this thing. We'll see what happens. They're still able to make it work.
6:10 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's Steve Scafidi. I've been on this weight loss journey for about 10 weeks now, currently in the maintenance phase. Hit my goal, 35 pounds. Reached my weight loss goal easy, fast, safely. And I'm going to continue working with a wonderful team at Milwaukee Weight Loss.
Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. Schedule your free consultation by calling 262-449-1180 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
6:10 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Debbie, what do you see on the roads?
Not much. We've got a pretty good ride shaping up so far this morning. I'm looking at all the different counties, and we are pretty much in the clear as far as any kind of incidents that are going to affect your ride. We've got a smooth, standard speeds kind of ride, and volume is pretty light. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Some sunshine this morning with increasing clouds as the day goes on. We'll look for a warm front approaching. Now will bring breezy winds and high temperatures in the upper 50s by the lake. Low to mid-60s inland. Chance for a few rain showers late this afternoon into the evening. More scattered showers and thunderstorms for tonight with low temperatures mild in the 50s. Friday, partly cloudy, windy, and warm. High temperatures in the 70s. We could see a few more showers and storms late in the day. Saturday, partly cloudy, filtered sunshine with high temperatures in the lower 50s. Mostly cloudy on Sunday. Could see a few rain showers in the afternoon with high temperatures in the upper 40s and lower 50s. Rain will be likely Sunday night into Monday morning, then mostly cloudy for Monday afternoon with high temperatures in the lower 50s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 38 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
6:12, not sure what to expect here. It's going to be an endless parade of testimony or a tree falling in the woods, but the Wisconsin Elections Commission is on the road.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Commission, based in Madison, of course, meets in Milwaukee this morning. 10 a.m. at the Tommy Thompson Center, Wisconsin State Fair Park. And there is, Eric, on the agenda, one of our favorite items. Item C is public comment.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you as well.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Greetings.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Okay, well, today it'll be good morning.
Okay.
Nonetheless, right.
Good afternoon.
Unlike what that is from, and that's what, Wisconsin Joint Committee on Finance?
Mm-hmm. Yep, talking to all the people, the unlimited number of people wanting to get money.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Every 2 years, they got to go on the road with the new state budget, holding public hearings across the state. There are limits to the ability for people to sound off this morning to the Wisconsin Elections Commission. Here are the rules. You ready?
Okay.
There will be a total of 30 minutes for public comment. Each speaker will be given a maximum of 3 minutes. Chair of the commission will call on as many speakers as possible in the time frame. So I'm not real good at math, but
30 minutes, 3 minutes each.
If everybody goes the max allotted time, you got 10 speakers.
Well, of course you're going the max. Who's going to go shorter?
Minute and a half. That's all I had to say.
That never happens.
The more interesting part, honestly, is item F on the agenda, discussion and possible further action relating to Wisconsin statute, yada, 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 investigation of City of Madison clerk regarding 193 uncounted absentee ballots for the November 5th, 2024 election. The new thing that happened this week is Clerk Maribeth Witzel-Bell resigned. A lot of focus in the conversation about her on the mistake, on the failure to count those nearly 200 absentee ballots that were discovered unopened after the election. As we've talked about this from the start, I've always been more about the failure, either absurdly negligent or somehow deliberate, to actually communicate that problem.
Yeah.
Right? Stuff happens. You got to tell folks. And she didn't tell the Wisconsin Elections Commission of the error for more than a month after the vote.
But you tell your kids all the time, hey, look, it's okay to make a mistake or break something or whatever, have an accident, but you got to tell somebody.
Especially given the need for transparency, the laser focus that we've had on the integrity of our elections, right? If there's a mistake made, you got to tell people, here's what we found. This is what we did. I mean, treat it like a forensic crime scene, right? But that wasn't done. So that is an agenda item for the Wisconsin Election Commission today. Indeed, Maribeth Witzel-Bell is out, but that investigation is ongoing.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
And yes,
Good
also
afternoon. Good afternoon.
Public
Good
comment
afternoon.
starting at 10 a.m.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. One call, that's all.
Hey everybody, Debbie Lazaga here for my friends at Comfort Awnings in Burlington, your awnings and screenings experts. They custom make and fit all these awnings and screens to your home to expand your living space. I did this about a year ago, and I have them come out to my house. They did all the measurements. They helped me pick out all the color and the fabric, and they did a great installation. The turnaround time was super quick. And spring is here. It's the perfect time for you to get an awning installed on your porch, deck, or patio just in time for the beautiful weather. So just be extra vigilant of what you're going to do with your backyard, like I am. I'm keeping an eye on everything. As soon as it gets nice and warm, boom, I hit the button, boom, it comes out, and I'm relaxing. They got a great offer now, too. You can receive $200 off your purchase. Call 414-AWNINGS for a free estimate or visit comfortawnings.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Brewers off today. A's in town tomorrow night, coming off another series win.
Here's the 0-1. It's a fly ball, right center field. Back on it is Malloy at the track wall, gone! Sal Frelick gets into one to right center. His first home run of the season. And the Brewers lead it 5-1. They get that run right back.
And that was your final. Brewers 5-1 over the Tigers. And that Frelick home run powered by a very special moment that he shared with the day's honored guest.
Air Force veteran Edward McClavick was honored by the Brewers on Wednesday before their game as the second oldest living Pearl Harbor survivor.
There's very few superheroes in the world, and he's one of them, so to be able to go and spend time with him before the game, I was able to shake his hand.
Sal Frelick shared his appreciation and a thank you for his first homer of the year.
I credited him with the home run as soon as I came back in the dugout. I shook his hand. That guy's a legend. He's from the greatest generation ever, so super, super awesome to be in presence of such a legend.
From American Family Field, I'm Dominic Cotronio.
You like that?
That is awesome. So cool. Makes you like Sal Frelick even more, right?
And this team. And Murph's talked about the guys, like the young guys sort of getting it.
Yeah.
And that's a moment where you want them to get it. And he did. Brewers and Athletics tomorrow night at American Family Field.
All right, so we now know the Bucs' schedule for the first round of the playoffs against the Pacers. So games 1 and 2 are in Indy, of course. Game 1 is noon on Saturday. Game 2 is Tuesday evening, like 6 p.m. tip. So games 3 and 4, those are the important ones, right? Those are the ones that'll be here at home at Fiserv Forum. So they are next Friday and Sunday. So next weekend. That's
How long
games
is
3
this
and 4.
series?
Well, you'll love this, by the way. So Friday and Sunday nights. Game 4, by the way, that Sunday night tip at Fiserv, 8:30 p.m.
Too late.
See, Sunday night. Okay, so if there's a game 6, that would also be at home. That's May 2nd, so that's 2 weeks from tomorrow. So Game 6 of the first round of this playoff series will be 2 weeks from tomorrow.
And you might still have one to go. And this thing's not going 7.
I don't know why there's got to be a strategy for stretching them out like that, but holy cow. Giannis needs a second ring, by the way. We have new exclusive audio from Giannis on the Thanalysis Show podcast feed talking about how he needs that next ring.
I look back at my career and everybody can say, oh, he had an incredible career, active Hall of Famer, first ballot, whatever. But like me, my personal goal, like if I'm not able to help my team win a second ring, like I'm letting down myself.
Letting down himself, he feels like. So more with Giannis and his brother on the ESPN Wisconsin app. By the way, Bucks have a send-off rally tomorrow, 1 p.m. So this is at Signature Flight there on Layton. They've had these before. They want fans there to celebrate as they take off for Indy.
The very front of the Brewers front office is on Wisconsin's Morning News.
I think it's something sort of our brand of baseball. You know, we're going to play you tough and play hard night in and night out, and we're here and we're going to fight you all 9 innings.
Brewers GM and Senior Vice President Matt Arnold is our Brewers 360 guest every Thursday morning at 8:45.
How soon do I start asking you about trades and stuff, Matt?
My phone's always on, so no.
Brewers 360 is sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited and Big Fish Contracting.
They did it again. And people always want to share their stories. Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, my golfing buddy. 2 new knees from OAW this offseason. Did one, healed up. Did the other, healed up. We walked 18 holes together the other day. Amazing recovery. He hadn't walked the course pain-free in years. I mean, it is no longer hurting me to watch him hobble around the course. This, too, can be your outcome when you visit the docs at OAW. Maybe it's physical therapy or another non-invasive treatment that's the right fit for you. Honest doctors who will lay out your options. Visit the new physical therapy center that is now open in Germantown. Walk right in at an Ortho ASAP clinic in Brookfield or Pewaukee, or start online anytime at orthowisconsin.com.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, Rich Top Exteriors and Capital Heating and Cooling. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Are you sick of not being your bank's top priority? We are too. At Wintrust, we take a different approach to banking. We're proud to be your one true banking partner focused on your unique financial goals. That's right in your backyard. Whether you're opening your first account, buying a home, planning for the future, or starting a business, we have tailored solutions to get you there. Stop settling and start experiencing a better way to bank at Wintrust.com. Wintrust, different approach, better results. Banking products provided by Wintrust Financial Corp Banks, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Debbie's going to look at the roads here at 622.
Yeah, not too bad out there right now. We've got full freeway speeds around the area. The only place where I'm seeing any kind of delays right now is going to be in the Cudahy area on Kinnickinnick Avenue north of Layton. I'm seeing some delays on the southbound side of KK Avenue. So just be careful if you're going to be heading through there. But otherwise, everything else is looking good. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Increasing clouds today and breezy. Could see some scattered showers later on today. Keep an eye on that. A high of 64. Tonight, some scattered showers and storms. Mild, breezy, low of 51. For Friday, partly cloudy, windy, and warmer. Scattered thunderstorms possible again tomorrow. A high of 74. Saturday, filtered sunshine, 53. Sunday, a chance for rain, and 53. The forecast sponsored by Big Fish Contracting. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to see how they're renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Accidents and emergencies, they happen on the road. You hear Debbie talk about them all the time. Biggest hindrance often to helping that situation is the response time for first responders. So that's everything from extra traffic around the incidents to road conditions that can seriously affect how quickly help can get to the scene. In this month's Driver's Ed with Debbie, we take a look at how some new innovative technology can help.
It's everywhere.
Shall we play a game?
From ChatGPT to creating your favorite memes on social media, AI is seeping into every aspect of life, even when something happens on the road. Light is an AI company that looks at connected vehicles and machine learning to prioritize vehicle flow to help first responders. Their CEO, Tim Menard, sat down and talked with me to explain what they found.
We do an annual survey at the end of every year, and we had 2,000 first responders fill this out and complete this. And what we're seeing here between 2023 and 24 is that departments are reporting back that they're having some serious issues with getting around town.
Obviously problematic when you want a quick response time. It shouldn't be. I mean, they get the flashy lights and sirens, right? Well, you'd be surprised at how many times I've personally seen cars not get out of the way as the sirens are blaring. It's pretty frustrating.
The biggest concern here that we have, especially in our urban areas like Milwaukee, is we just have a lot of traffic lights. And it's already frustrating for the average driver who has spent time waiting at a red light without it changing for any reason. It's even more frustrating when you're an ambulance driver and you have to push people out of your way because that light's not changing. And so there's been technology that would change the traffic light, but today there's a way to do it from the cloud where the entire route is known and you can actually change all those lights to be green for the responders way in advance. And so they actually can now move through the roads because everyone's been cleared out of the way.
So it's a way to control a route instead of intersection by intersection.
Traffic lights, that's the only thing that is throttling traffic in real time. There's only stop signs and there's green and red lights. And if all the traffic lights can be optimized across the region, there's a possibility to reduce travel time for everybody by 40 to 50%. And that's where artificial intelligence, machine learning, and real-time data all come together to bring this utopian vision.
And it's not so far away either. There's already technology in vehicles. Remember connected vehicles?
By using the technology now that's in the vehicles, there's way more awareness now of what the event is. And instead of calling on the radio, now the ambulance, the fire truck, the police car, that position is known. So it's very easy to take a bird's eye view now of the situation. If you're leaving that fire station to go on a response, if you know where the freight train is that's blocking the road, then you can take the overpass that goes over it immediately. So it's access to just the best decisions you can make because you have all of the information now.
First responders aren't the only ones that can take advantage of this technology either.
It can be used in a way to inform traffic lights that actually results in a positive effect, actually makes transit competitive. If you were to see buses in Milwaukee only get green lights and only stop at bus stops to bus stops, you might be very well compelled to take the bus.
Bottom line is, even with our reckless driving issues we have here in Milwaukee, first responders need a way to get to incidents safely, and it's not just for them.
The most dangerous part of their job that we hear from them is just driving to the situation. And so traffic light technology like this that may stop the rest of traffic could be the difference of your parent, your friend, someone you know, losing their house or losing a loved one.
So let's help them out. Pay attention, pull over when you do see the lights or hear the sirens. That, along with this new technology, could possibly help you out in the future. Debbie Lozica, WTMJ News.
You know, the transit piece is interesting that you mentioned. That's supposed to be technology that to some level is employed on the Magic Bus that runs up and down Wisconsin and Blue Mound from the lakefront out to the medical complex that kind of holds the green a little bit longer so the bus gets through. That, for me, is like one of the pillars of transit. Folks who don't have a car or choose not to have a car, they're already going to be taking public transit. But if you want to encourage more people to do that, you have to find a way to save them time. Like if they otherwise could drive, then you got to make it more convenient or more, you save them time. Like have to compel them to take that transit.
Shave off 10 minutes.
Right. And that
at least.
The interesting thing is that a lot of that stuff is already in place.
Right?
I mean, with everything inside cars and everything, I don't know if it's be so big of a leap to be able to get that implemented and going.
Now, what I want is that in my car.
Yeah.
Right. But then you got
hit a button, get all the greens. Yeah.
We're all jamming up the lights in our own way. News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average fell about 700 points, more than 1.5% in trading on Wednesday to 39,669. The NASDAQ closed down 516, over 3% to 16,307. S&P 500 to 5276. That was down 2.25%. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
James Imaging Systems. Local support. local accountability, local business technology representatives. Listen to Matheson Manufacturing President Al Leidinger.
She still checks in to see how things are going and if we need anything. So I really do appreciate that from a customer service standpoint.
Michael Quizan, IT Systems Administrator at Great Midwest Bank, discovered the benefits of working with the local team at James.
Our cost from supplies perspective went down. I mean, we're talking about thousands in a year. So we saved a lot of money by bringing James Imaging on.
James Imaging Systems client Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra, on dealing with James.
They are making sure you get the full value and life of every product that you have with them.
Local support, local accountability, local people. Get it all with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala, nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi, this is Bob Prosser, owner of Ish Nala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ish Nala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars, each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake, or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ish Nala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ish Nala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ish Nala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
At 6:30, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Thursday, April 17th, our top story. Back in Wisconsin after extradition from Nebraska.
I'm Erik Bilstad. A controversial pipeline project gets fast-tracked.
I'm Debbie Lazago. We are looking pretty good across the area. Light volume, full freeway speeds right now. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Lakeside high of 58 degrees, 64 inland with clouds and scattered showers late.
ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said Wednesday tariffs will likely increase inflation. ABC's Rachel Scott in Washington says that sentiment not popular with President Trump.
The president firing back, criticizing Powell and saying that he needs to lower interest rates. All of this comes as the president continues his negotiations with other countries on trade, meeting with Japanese officials yesterday. Later today, he'll be meeting with the Italian prime minister. So far, no deals yet.
The White House says there is evidence that Kilmar Abrego Garcia belonged to a gang. He's the Maryland man who was deported to El Salvador, where he remains in a prison despite a Supreme Court order to facilitate his return. A federal judge also found probable cause to hold the Trump administration in contempt for defying his order to turn deportation flights around. Eli Lilly says its weight loss pill cut blood sugar averages by more than 1% in late-stage trials. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a man charged with child enticement and abduction is back in Wisconsin, waking up at the Dodge County Jail this morning. 40-year-old Gary Day arrested earlier this month at a truck stop near Omaha, where he was discovered with 17-year-old Sophia Franklin of Beaver Dam. Dodge County Jail records indicate Day was booked into the jail about 5 o'clock, 5:30 yesterday. 4:30, the 40-year-old Day suspected to be the father of Franklin's unborn child.
Despite federal court orders to explain the removal of migrants from the U.S. without due process, the White House continues to test the power limits of the U.S. courts. Now, immigration attorney Michelle Sanz Rodriguez says as migrants are arrested, now U.S. citizens are getting detained by federal officials.
Even United States citizens that have every right to be here, that should never be questioned for the color of their skin, are being put in harm's way. And we've heard many stories of U.S. citizens being stopped, being detained, and then after being put in a detention facility, then being asked what their immigration status is, only to find out that they were born here.
A highly controversial pipeline project is being fast-tracked through northern Wisconsin and Michigan. U.S. Army Corps of Engineers classifying the Enbridge Line 5 tunnel as a, quote, emergency project under a Trump administration directive. That means it will likely bypass a thorough environmental review. The Army Corps says review and public hearings will still take place, and they will consider tribal treaty rights. But it comes as 6 Great Lakes tribes pulled out as cooperating agencies over environmental and treaty rights concerns.
Plans for a former Central City Plaza building in Milwaukee have changed from demolition to historic preservation. The Salvation Army owns 2 buildings on the complex. This is near 6th and Walnut. Wanted to tear one down and build a shelter, but new plans now incorporate the Yellow Cab building into that design. City Historic Preservation Planner Tim Askin says it meets the criteria for the city's historic preservation ordinance.
This was and may still be the only black-funded, black-owned, black-designed, black-operated shop center in the history of the state of Wisconsin.
The full Common Council likely to check and approve the status next week.
Houghton Bridge will soon be lit up facing Lake Michigan. Executive Director of Light the Hone, Erica Smith, telling WTMJ's What's on Tap what the group has learned as it's getting ready to install this new set of lights on the bridge's east side.
One, we were able to bring a lot of the same crew that worked on the west side to help us on the east side. So we have all of that knowledge built, and we learn over the time. So we do annual maintenance on the bridge. So we're always checking to see and scanning to see if there's any light bulbs or nodes out. And as part of that process, we kind of learned if we need to kind of switch what the architecture of the lights are going to look like on the bridge. So instead of having a string of 20, maybe we'll do a string of 10.
New lights due to be completed in June.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:34.
Traffic is sponsored by the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services, WI.com.
Upgrade to a beautiful Kohler Luxstone shower in as little as a day or 2 with the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com today.
Coming up.
This is a monumental discovery. It is very important, but we also have to be extremely cautious.
What is this guy talking about?
Hey, John Mercure here for Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning. My reverse osmosis system in my house is fantastic. The water I drink, the water we feed the dogs, the water we cook with is crisp, clean, and clear thanks to Guthrie and Fry's RO system. It's technology that's been around for a long time, but it's the best in the business, and Guthrie and Fry will get it to you. It's affordable, it's effective, and you'll feel a lot better. It's all about the science. Southeast Wisconsin's #1 choice, and my choice is Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning.
Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie and Fry.
The iconic Brit Floyd returns to the Riverside Theater. Celebrate 50 years of Wish You Were Here with the album played in full, plus other classic Floyd tracks amongst the stunning production Brit Floyd always brings. Friday, May 31st and Saturday, June 1st at the Riverside Theater. Celebrate 50 years of Wish You Were Here with Brit Floyd. Tickets are on sale now at PepsTheaterGroup.com.
Your nose is for breathing. Your mouth is for eating. And if you're breathing through your mouth, it's not because your body wants to. It's because it has to, because your nose isn't working properly. And although you've lived like this, it's no way to live, and it's having a significant impact on your life. I know you know this, and I know that taking action isn't always convenient. But at Advent, we've done all we can to make changing your life for the better as easy as possible. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula. With tens of thousands of our patients, a thorough breathing triangle evaluation, along with a simple 20-minute in-office procedure called balloon sinuplasty, has opened their nasal passages, allowing them to breathe freely through their nose for good. And there's a good chance this procedure can do the same for you. We'll help you breathe through your nose again, and it will change your life.
Go to AdventKnows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:37.
So the Bucs start their playoff run this weekend. Giannis says he has to do this. That's coming up at sports at 6:45.
It could be a major discovery in the search for life beyond Earth.
Using the James Webb Telescope, scientists say they have detected unusual gases in the atmosphere of a faraway planet, gases which, here on Earth, are only made by living things. Scientists say this is especially encouraging because it shows we might be able to spot signs of life, even from light years away.
That's ABC's Rand and Alley. So you hear what she said there. Gases which on Earth are made only by living things. So this planet is K2-18b. It's a giant
18b they're looking at.
Yeah. Giant ocean-covered planet. It's 120 light years away. If you land on it, you lose 8 years of Earth for every minute. I'm kidding. That's thinking of Interstellar. Anyway, so How big a deal is this?
This is a monumental discovery. It is very important, but we also have to be extremely cautious.
Gotta be cautious, says University of Cambridge professor Niku Madhusudan. He says it's very exciting. You got to look into this a little bit more.
This moment in history of science will be viewed as a paradigm shift in our search for life.
A paradigm shift. So they're not saying there's aliens on here, but if it's presenting a gas that they haven't seen elsewhere, and it's a gas that only living things can produce, that's an exciting moment in the history of searching for life.
Sure, it could be cows.
But
like who aren't building spaceships and stuff.
Well, why does it? In order,
I mean, that would still be significant, but in terms of whether or not we're going to be visited soon.
Space cows.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean,
space cows.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Well,
At the very least, they'll find out a new process to make those gases.
Correct.
That they don't already know about.
Yes, that's a great point, Debbie.
Space Cows. Pancake just got the title for the podcast. 6:39 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
We didn't write the headline. The Wall Street Journal did. The days of set and forget investing just ended for many Americans. Economic uncertainty and global unrest. It's a wake-up call. Standard financial advice is to avoid making rash decisions during market turmoil. But retirement planning isn't a set it and forget it process anymore. That's where Annex Wealth Management comes in. As fee-only fiduciaries, we craft personalized plans that adapt as needed. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Head to annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button.
Just because those are the trees and shrubs that were there when you moved in doesn't mean you're stuck with them. Vince Vitrano here for my friends at Landworks, Wisconsin. Actually, just had Joe out to the house yesterday. We were looking at the lawn, looking at the flower beds, and some long-term projects with the patio as well. Don't like the ugly pine bushes under the front window or your flower garden is tired, perennials aren't popping like they used to. Let's get Landworks Wisconsin out to your yard and get a plan in place. Might be as simple as better care for the landscape you have and love, or maybe an addition here or there, or you may decide you want to redesign the whole thing. Landworks Wisconsin will come up with a plan to fit your needs and your budget. It's spring already, so let's get this done. Ready to enjoy your yard all summer long. Tell them Vinny sent you to Landworks. LandworksWisconsin.com.
April is Global Volunteer Month. Find the perfect volunteer opportunities for you at volunteerwisconsin.org or contact your local United Way or Volunteer Center today. Volunteerwisconsin.org is hosted by United Way of Wisconsin and Serve Wisconsin. Paid for by United Way of Wisconsin.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care, and they do it every day with compassion and with empathy. They've got locations throughout Southeast Wisconsin. I've been to the locations. I love how they treat the people who live there. They specialize in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. They offer early memory loss classes. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. Kindness at the core. It's Azura Living. Check them out at azuraliving.com. It's Azura.
Steel, walk behind, zero turn, and stand on mowers are built to get the job done. Shop online or at your local Steel dealer. Steel, let's go mow.
Holtebeck Eye Center in Brookfield makes vision care a top priority. They are your premium provider for eye care and corrective eye surgeries. Learn more at holtebeck.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Holtebeck Eye Center in Brookfield. Visit holtebeck.com. Debbie?
All right, we've got a pretty good ride shaping up across the entire system. No major problems. Volume's starting to pick up a little bit on 43, especially just south of Capitol Drive, on the northbound side at least. So just keep your eyes open for that. But overall, we're looking good. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Some sunshine this morning with increasing clouds as the day goes on. We'll look for a warm front approaching. That'll bring breezy winds and high temperatures in the upper 50s by the lake. Low to mid 60s inland. Chance for a few rain showers late this afternoon into the evening. More scattered showers and thunderstorms for tonight with low temperatures mild in the 50s. Friday, partly cloudy, windy, and warm. High temperatures in the 70s. We could see a few more showers and storms late in the day. Saturday, partly cloudy, filtered sunshine with high temperatures in the lower 50s. Mostly cloudy on Sunday. Could see a few rain showers in the afternoon with high temperatures in the upper 40s and lower 50s. Rain will be likely Sunday night into Monday morning, then mostly cloudy for Monday afternoon with high temperatures in the lower 50s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
38 in Milwaukee.
Well, looky here. Time to celebrate an everyday hero. Sponsored by Azura Memory Care. Let's honor ourselves an everyday hero. These are the average Johns or Jane Does who had no idea when they got up one morning they'd be saving a life. Everyday Hero sponsored by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care. Today, Vince, we head to Cleveland, Ohio. 16-year-old boy named Tyler Snowden was just minding his own business last Friday morning, when he heard screaming coming from a house nearby. Kids screaming for help, calling for assistance. He looked and he sees a family stuck on the roof of a house that was on fire. He spoke to NBC5 WLWT.
When you first saw the smoke and the house on fire, what did you think?
I don't know. I wasn't thinking. I just took the ladder and ran.
He took the ladder. This kid saw and heard the noise, runs back to his house, grabs his dad's ladder. And I'm not talking about a little footstool. You saw the video.
Looked like one of those that you'd paint the second story of a house with, right? Yeah.
Runs it down the street, puts it up to the house, leans it up there, climbs up, and gets the kids down.
I was in my house. I heard screaming. And I seen the kid on top of the roof. The house was on fire. So I took a ladder, ran over, put the ladder up, grabbed the 4 kids, and helped the mom down the ladder.
So you can see it in the video, too, the mom handing her 10-month-old kid to him as then he climbs the kid down. We do have video of it. Just text the word hero to the WTMJ Talk and text line 855-616-1620. How significant was his actions? Cleveland Fire Lieutenant Mike Norman says this kid saved lives.
It's amazing. I mean, he saved their lives. He was heroic this morning. I give him a lot of credit. Just to react, to think ahead, to bring the ladder. He brought the right ladder to the scene and help that woman and her children down. I mean, he saved 3 lives today.
Yeah, he did.
Brought the right ladder to the scene.
Yeah, he didn't bring some wooden painter ladder that's only 3 steps.
Think I could reach with this.
Yeah, no, brought the right ladder. And by the way, those aren't easy to carry. If you've ever carried one of those like 12 to 15-foot ladders, those things are hefty. An amazing act of heroism. Snowden was asked why he did it by ABC.
What made you decide? Were you not scared?
I was scared, but I mean, I don't know. I felt bad for the babies. I'm not going to leave them.
I'm not going to leave them. Thank you, Tyler, for being an everyday hero. Everyday Hero is sponsored by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care.
Competition brings innovation and lower costs, but that's not what your monopoly utility wants. Utilities are spending millions lobbying lawmakers for a special deal that will increase homeowner electric bills even more, putting corporate profits over consumers. Hardworking Wisconsin taxpayers deserve better. Call your state legislator today. Tell them to vote no on Assembly Bill 25 and Senate Bill 28, paid for by the Electricity Transmission Competition Coalition.
Vince Vitrano for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. You're hearing a lot of buzz about the draft, but you won't find a draft seeping through your Pella Windows and Doors. In fact, you should make Pella your number 1 pick because right now, take advantage of no-interest financing options, or if this is more your style, a free glass upgrade. So instead of double pane, you go to triple pane. Why not? As long as you order by April 30th, make a statement by adding Pella's architectural designs inside and out, maximum design flexibility. Our house had to be in with our windows and our doors. Nothing seems to be stock. It's always custom. That's why we went with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. They can match your unique home decor or help you come up with something new. Because along with the durable and distinguished details of Pella products, you know you're getting designers who will help you on your project as well. Don't miss out. No interest financing options or free glass upgrades at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. This deal ends April 30th. And certain restrictions do apply. So place your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Brewers bring in the Athletics, formerly known as the Oakland A's, tomorrow night. Brew gets a breather today.
Frelick at first, holding 1-2 pitch, drive into right center field. This is way back. Malloy back, track to the wall. Goodbye. Back-to-back games with a home run for Rhys Hoskins. And it's a 2-out, 2-run opposite field shot in the third.
Nice. Brewers a 5-1 win over the Tigers. Brewers off today. The A's tomorrow night at American Family Field.
Happening today.
Christian Yelich using the off day to do some good, hosting his now annual home plate charity concert at the Pabst Theater.
Trying to do good, but also, making it something that's fun.
I didn't want to do a dinner. I didn't want to do something where everyone's sat down for a long time and it's like speech after speech after speech. I wanted it to do good. I wanted it to be successful and obviously raise the funds in order to help out, but make it something that people enjoyed going to. They had a lot of fun.
Don't you love that?
Oh my! And that's why you're a hero, Christian Yell. It's just for that reason.
Planned an event people would actually want to go to, right? Not just be like, well, it's Yelly's thing. We should go.
Yeah, let's listen
the black
to this
tie,
person
the sit
speak.
down, that right. Goo Goo Dolls, the headliner.
There you go.
Also comedy from Wisconsin comic Charlie Barons. Proceeds from the event benefit the Brewers Community Foundation, Visit Milwaukee, and the Live Like Lou Foundation, which is an organization which helps families impacted by ALS.
The giant Bucks banner is up, outside Fiserv Forum, where they always put up that cool picture. It's like enormous, and they do
3 stories tall likenesses of the guys.
So they have their playoff one up again for this year. So we have the schedule now for the rest of the first round playoff series against the Pacers, which starts Saturday. So Saturday is game 1 at noon. Game 2 is Tuesday evening around 6 o'clock. So games 3 and 4, those are the home games that we know for sure which will be played. Those are next week, next Friday and Sunday. So a week from tomorrow is game 3. The game 4 Sunday tip at Fiserv is 8:30 p.m. So Giannis loves everything about
Too late.
Yeah, it's a bit late. Giannis loves everything about their championship run. Loves talking about that run they had in 2021, how awesome that was. But he says that's in the past, and it's now starting to push a little bit that got to get a second one. Exclusive audio of Giannis on the Thanalysis Show podcast feed talking about it.
Me, my personal goal, if I'm not able to help my team win a second ring, I'm letting down myself. I really want to win the second one. Hopefully I do it.
Love it. I love hearing him talk like that. More from Giannis with his brother on the ESPN Wisconsin app. By the way, Bucks will leave tomorrow. They're going to have a send-off rally at Signature Flight on Layton at 1 p.m. Former Wisconsin Lutheran High School standout Colin Kneppel on his way to the NBA draft. He went to Duke for that 1 year, played at Wisconsin Lutheran. Gonna go NBA draft. Announced that this week.
6:50 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Wisconsin in the springtime is absolutely fantastic. Help me celebrate it as I introduce you to some of the cool people, places, and things that happen in the spring and throughout the year. It's Experience Wisconsin, 1 o'clock on Saturdays on WTMJ. This week, we check out Old World Wisconsin, where they're brewing new beer this year. That sounds fun. And we'll head to Beloit. It's Experience Wisconsin. We'll check in with the coolest places around the state, Saturdays at 1 o'clock right here on 620 WTMJ.
Not so fun fact here. A recent study showed only 40% of managers have annual check-ins with their direct reports, which is not good. We talk about this a lot on the show. Today's younger workers tell us they are craving development and growth. The LAK Group can help you with that. They have a new tool called Coaching on Demand. It's a cutting-edge platform that connects leaders and professionals with certified coaches and seamlessly integrates AI into their development journey. And it's all done on their schedule, and it's off your plate. Learn more at transformingcareers.com. That's transformingcareers.com. LAK, discover your human advantage.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Excel Custom Decks. I'm the football guy, definitely not the outdoor home projects guy. So when it comes to things like deck building, Excel Custom Decks is the true go-to expert. Family owned and operated, Excel Custom Decks uses the finest materials and products and combines that with superior craftsmanship. If you want your outdoor area to shine this summer, contact Excel Custom Decks now. Whatever you dream up for that perfect deck, pergola, or outdoor kitchen, Rob and his family can build it. Excel Custom Decks, decking excellence by design. Visit excelcustomdecks.com today.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Debbie, on the cars this morning, what do you see?
Not much. We're looking good right now. We've got a little bit of a backup westbound 94, right about at 35th Street, southbound on 41, just south of Capitol Drive. Other than that, everything is looking good. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast brought to you by Dave Dre Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Lakeside high 58. It's a little bit warmer. Inland, high of 64. We'll see increasing clouds, though, and breezy with some scattered showers moving in. Those continue through the night. Maybe some storms mixed in there, low down to 51. Friday, partly cloudy, windy, and scattered thunderstorms, high of 74. Saturday, we cool off a bit, partly cloudy with some filtered sunshine and a high of 53. For Easter Sunday, mostly cloudy. Chance of rain in the afternoon, high 49 at the lake, 53 inland. Right now at 38 in Milwaukee.
How often often do you go to the doctor if you're not feeling good or if you have symptoms that are concerning you?
Virtually never.
Okay.
Which is not the right answer. I know you asked, so I'm just being honest, right?
Joining us now from ESPN Milwaukee 94.5, Jen Gabe and Chewy's Jen Letta. Okay, Jen, so check this out. A new survey finds that 60% of Americans say they blow off medical symptoms unless it becomes serious. I don't know how you define serious, but they have some kind of issue. They're showing symptoms. More than half of us are not going to consider ourselves going to the doctor for that.
I mean, to me, that's an immediate indictment of our healthcare system, guys. I don't know if you've ever been in that situation, but like something's bothering you, but you can't just go to the specialist for the thing that's bothering you. First, you got to set up an appointment with your, general practitioner, right? And you can't get in with your general practitioner for 3 months. Even if you tell them, like, this is pretty nagging, this is pretty persistent, this is an issue, I need to get it dealt with immediately. Like, so you put the appointment on the calendar and you wait the 3 months, then they see you to give you a referral to go to the specialist, then you got to make an appointment with the specialist. Now you're waiting another 3 months. Like, it's a major problem with our healthcare system. I know a lot of people, guys, who use urgent care like their general practitioner. Because they can get in and hopefully they can get some sort of prescription or something. But that doesn't surprise me at all, given how complicated it is just to address. Like, I know that this is my liver, right? I know it's my liver that's bothering me. Thankfully I have the internet and I can look up all of these things and it's my liver. And they're like, sorry, can't see a liver specialist. You need to go see your doctor, and then maybe we can get you to a liver specialist. It feels like that's a big part of this.
I don't know. Eric went to the doctor like 3 times in the last week and a half.
Well, so that was different. So according to this, it says, Jen, that men ignore symptoms because they can power through.
Or think we can.
Yeah, I think we can power through. They say actually women are more likely to blow off the medical system, but it says women say they don't want to overreact. So I actually like your reasoning with the whole referrals and all that nonsense. But this one says that women don't want to overreact. And almost half of women also say that gender stereotypes influence their perception of pain.
And I think that's totally possible, and that makes perfect sense to me. It just seems like a silly thing to allow an ailment to potentially get worse, right? Because I'm worried that people will think I'm, weak if I don't go to the doctor. Like, that's going to be a tough one to sell for me personally, right? But I also don't really care what people think. So yeah, I guess that's the first step towards maybe going to the doctor more regularly.
I think you're onto something there, though. Like, a lot when someone does have to, like, call the doctor, do something, like, I don't know if everyone knows even how to do that. Like, well, what number do you call? I got to check my insurance for this or whatever. Like, I do think the stress of the clutter and the issue of actually going through that process prevents people from even beginning that, right?
And I think the insurance is very complicated for a lot of people, right? Like, your hope is that you've been paying into your insurance with your company if you're lucky enough to have it, and you hope that that's going to cover whatever pops up, right? But oftentimes it doesn't, and there are like little nuances of like, oh, well, this actually isn't covered, this test isn't covered, right? But I need this test to find out what's wrong with me. Oh, that's too bad. It's overly complicated, unnecessarily complicated, and I think it really is one of those like things that weighs on people, when they feel like something. And I think the hope is it'll go away, right? I think people hope I lifted a box the other day off my front porch. It's probably that. Let me give it 5 days, 6 days, and see if it just goes away on its own.
What was it when I blew out my hamstring? Right now, I was talking about that with my orthopedic associates of Wisconsin. Finally, my doc called me and said, I think you may need to come in, man. Like, I'm listening to you still whining about this. Would you like to see me?
Yeah, and I don't blame doctors at all. From the doctors I talk to when things like this pop up, they're as frustrated with the minutia and the process as well.
ESPN's Jen Letta with us live this morning.
Thank you, Jen.
Thanks, guys.
So for my issue, I'm debating whether I should go back again because just have this respiratory thing. They'd say it's like, okay, it's going to be 3 to 4 weeks. They told me that from the beginning. Like, yeah, but it just keeps not improving.
What else do you want to hear? They said 3 to 4 weeks.
I want it to be done. That's what I want to hear. I want to get a drug that is going to finish it.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
The fight between Harley-Davidson and one of its biggest investors is heating up. The investor, a hedge fund called H Partners, is looking to oust CEO Jochen Zeitz as well as 2 board members. While artificial intelligence will change how many jobs are done, human employees will always be needed. That was the message from the Northwestern Mutual Data Science Institute's annual symposium, which said successful companies are focused on upskilling employees to use AI. Spirit Airlines is adding another nonstop flight from Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport. The new flight to Detroit will begin June 13th and operate on Mondays and Fridays, with fares starting as low as $37 each way. I'm Timothy Gibbons for MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
Miss any part of the show? Get the Wisconsin's Morning News podcast sent directly to you. Text Vince to the WTMJ Talk and Text line.
Hi, this is Jeff Levering with the Brewers Radio Network. Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's trusted name in home improvement, does more than just top-quality roofing. They're your go-to for maintenance-free siding and energy-efficient windows, too. Ridgetop has expert credentials with leading manufacturers like Pella, James Hardie, and LP Smart Siding. For over 20 years, they delivered exceptional craftsmanship and service. Call Ridgetop Exteriors today or visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Ridgetop Exteriors, where customer service always comes first.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
A Blaine's Farm and Fleet original story.
Sarah, how are you going to do a raised vegetable garden on this tiny condo balcony?
Grab that Craftsman drill and let's hang that trellis on the ceiling.
We've got the value you need to do things your way. Like all pairs of Skechers, buy one, get one half price. $10 off women's Levi's Red Tab shorts, $39.99. And new Stryker fishing apparel, 20% off.
Upside down tomatoes, here we come.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet, being original.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between.
Now through Wednesday, save on 4.75 to 9-ounce selected varieties Frito-Lay Lays or Kettle Chips or dip, 2 for $5. 4-count selected varieties Dole Fruit Bowls, 2 for $6. 8-count selected varieties Jimmy Dean's Breakfast Sandwiches, $9.99. 12.5 to 19.6 selected varieties Pepperidge Farm Layer Cakes, $3.99.
Let's get some strawberries.
Attention shoppers. Safe.
Okay. Ooh. Pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 7:01, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Today is Thursday, April 17th. Our top story, a death investigation on Milwaukee's north side.
I'm Erik Bilstad. A stern warning from the Federal Reserve.
I'm Debbie Laziga. Got some delays now eastbound 94 from just before 76th Street to Holly Road, and then again through the Stadium interchange to 35th. Westbound side, just a quick tap of the brakes in the Stadium interchange itself. Otherwise, everything else looks good. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Increasing clouds today in your storm team forecast. Maybe some scattered showers late with a high of 64 degrees. A little bit cooler near Lake Michigan. And scattered showers and storms overnight with a breezy low of 51. Right now at 40 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, death investigation underway this morning. Details just coming in from Milwaukee's north side as the medical examiner's office has been called to that scene. About 23rd and Clark, Milwaukee police have not said yet whether anyone is in custody.
A man charged with child enticement and abduction has been sent back to Wisconsin. He's waking up in jail this morning.
40-year-old Gary Day was arrested earlier this month at an Omaha truck stop where he was discovered with 17-year-old Sophia Franklin of Beaver Dam. Dodge County jail records indicate Day was booked into the Dodge County jail around 5:15 Wednesday. The 40-year-old Day is suspected to be the father of Franklin's unborn child. She's currently 5 months pregnant. Sarpy County officials say lesser charges against Day there were dropped to expedite the extradition process. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
An inmate at Waupun Correctional Institution in the hospital following a Tuesday incident where the Department of Corrections tells WTMJ 44-year-old inmate jumped from a tier in the cell hall and was critically injured. That inmate ended up in the hospital, taken by chopper to another medical facility, and status of that person's condition is not known right now.
A U.S. federal judge is holding the White House in contempt for not being able to provide more details into how migrants were sent to a prison in El Salvador, despite a federal order preventing that move. Immigration attorney Michelle Sanz Rodriguez tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News how the administration is testing the limits of power involving federal court orders.
So the next move really is going to be on the court to see how far they will tolerate the executive's ability to ignore that order.
Sanz Rodriguez says she does have clients afraid to leave their homes, fearing that they might get pulled into custody.
Prime Minister of Italy due to meet with President Trump at the White House today.
The Prime Minister's visit comes amid President Trump's global trade tariffs, most of which were paused for 90 days, and many of which affect the nations of the European Union, including Italy. Meloni is expected to bring a message from the EU nations about ways to resolve the tariff issue. At the same time, the Prime Minister will have to defend what President Trump calls an unfair trade imbalance. Last year alone, Italy had a trade surplus with the U.S. of more than $45 billion. Lindy Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
The Federal Reserve Chair, meanwhile, Jerome Powell, has a blunt warning about the president's trade war. More from CBS's Nancy Cordes.
Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell's tone was measured as he warned that President Trump's trade moves could take a rare toll.
The tariffs are larger than forecasters had expected, certainly larger than we expected, even in our upside case.
Powell said the tariffs are likely to drive prices up, while at the same time causing growth to slow and unemployment to rise.
This morning, the president reacting to Powell, saying that termination cannot come fast enough.
Coming up, an unexpected voice at the crosswalk. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:05.
This report is brought to you by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. Visit sidingunlimited.com.
It's that time of year. Time to get out and check out your home after the long, cold winter. Time to see another year of aging, another year of wear and tear. The time is now to update your home. Time to bring pride back into your place. Time to feel good about your property. Time to visit Siding Unlimited's showroom. Siding Unlimited is hosting their annual open house on Saturday, April 26th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Your time for hands-on experience operating our windows, investigating our siding, and seeing the complete roofing system designed for full protection. Stop by and open our doors to see how changing yours will upgrade your home. Siding Unlimited's open house will give you the opportunity to meet the team that has won 5-time Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year. That is a mouthful. 5-star roofing installation and platinum siding installation. When it comes to updating and upgrading your home, Siding Unlimited is proven to be Wisconsin's best windows, siding, and roofing installation team. Stop by our showroom or visit sidingunlimited.com to start your next project.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally, and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's Steve Scafidi. I've been on this weight loss journey for about 10 weeks now, currently in the maintenance phase. Hit my goal, 35 pounds. Reached my weight loss goal easy, fast, safely, and I'm going to continue working with a wonderful team at Milwaukee Weight Loss.
Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. Schedule your free consultation by calling 262-449-1180 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
With Amazon Business, smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
I'm Brett Matschke, and you're due for service.
Richlands.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:07.
The biggest legend at the ballpark was not wearing a baseball uniform. That story in sports at 7:15.
The NFL draft next week in Green Bay, and been upgrading the airport there with some new security features ahead of it.
Green Bay's TSA is speeding up security with next-gen technology.
So one is our credential authentication technology. This uses facial recognition. It takes a real-time picture of the passenger, compares it against a photo on their ID. You know, sometimes this technology can do things better than the human eye.
New X-ray machines and credential authentication are cutting wait times. TSA Public Affairs Officer Jessica Maley.
It's computed tomography, takes a 3D image of the bag. It lets our officers stretch, skew, rotate, and that really helps because it's fewer bag checks for the passengers.
At Green Bay Austin's Straubel International Airport, Nizer Spencer, WTMJ News.
New developments on Deep Thought. What is that? This is that abandoned, now vandalized boat, right? Washed up on the beach in Milwaukee. The boat's body is mostly still there. The top apparently has since been removed. Multiple failed attempts by a salvage company to remove it. Now radio silence from the boat's owners. Milwaukee County lawyers are still trying to figure out which government agency would be legally required to remove it. The county was not involved in any of the deconstructing of the boat.
In Seattle, someone's been hacking the crosswalks.
Normally, when you press a button to cross the street, you hear something like this. But someone hacked the signals and left an AI-generated political message.
Hi, I'm Jeff Bezos. This crosswalk is sponsored by Amazon Prime with an important message. Please don't tax the rich. Otherwise, all the other billionaires will move to Florida, too.
That from a video posted to Reddit. Now, the city says it's working to repair the signals at least 6 different intersections. It's unclear how they were hacked or who did it. Jeff Pogela, ABC News, Seattle.
So first of all, didn't know you could do that. That's one thing.
Right.
The politics aside, or even the message, just wow, that's pretty interesting.
Right.
We have those around here. Some are the beeps. Some of them will walk, wait, wait. You know, it's an automated message. You can hack into that. If you can hack into that, you can hack into anything.
Be amazing.
7:10 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
UW-Madison is one of the country's leading hubs for supporting life-changing research and building a skilled workforce. An investment in UW-Madison helps make a healthier Wisconsin, build strong businesses, and win the war for workforce talent, not just at Madison, but across our entire state. Visit uwalumni.com/UW5 to tell your legislators to support UW-Madison in the Wisconsin state budget. That's uwalumni.com/UW5. Paid for by the Wisconsin Alumni Association.
Cheese doodles, Mr. Nougat Bar. Oh, here we go. 4-door hatchback.
Some things are fine to buy from a vending machine, but a car's not one of them. That national online company makes it seem convenient, but it won't be so convenient if you have a problem with the vehicle you buy. And if it's after 7 days, good luck. Adam member dealers also let you search online, plus test drive the vehicle before you buy it. And they're right here to handle any issues.
What? The car's stuck. No!
Start your search at adamm.com.
At 7:10, how's drive, Deb?
Well, we're looking at a little bit of a backup eastbound 94 from 84th Street all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard, and that's pretty much it. Everything else is looking pretty good. Just watch that building volume. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Some sunshine this morning with increasing clouds as the day goes on. We'll look for a warm front approaching. Now will bring breezy winds and high temperatures in the upper 50s by the lake. Low to mid-60s inland. Chance for a few rain showers late this afternoon into the evening. More scattered showers and thunderstorms for tonight with low temperatures mild in the 50s. Friday, partly cloudy, windy, and warm. High temperatures in the 70s. We could see a few more showers and storms late in the day. Saturday, partly cloudy, filtered sunshine with high temperatures in the lower 50s. Mostly cloudy on Sunday. Could see a few rain showers in the afternoon with high temperatures in the upper 40s and lower 50s. Rain will be likely Sunday night into Monday morning, then mostly cloudy for Monday afternoon with high temperatures in the lower 50s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
40 degrees in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
Could today be the start of something special in California?
Happening today.
It really depends on who you ask, whether or not it's special or not.
Yeah, your definition of special.
A lot of people paying attention to this, though. Critical hearing begins today in the Menendez brothers' attempts to get out of prison. Don't forget, this is the shotgun murders back in 1989 of their parents in their home in Beverly Hills. They will be in court today. ABC's Alex Stone will be there.
Today, the judge will be hearing the key arguments Menendez brothers have been making for months. They claim that they have been rehabilitated in prison over 35 years, and under California's unique resentencing laws, that they should be able to go free. The judge could do that at the end of the hearing. The hearing is expected to go through at least tomorrow, if not into next week. The outcome is totally up in the air, but the judge does have the option to release them almost immediately.
Now, there's also other news on this, and this seems to happen a lot too. There's a lot of attention. All the networks get involved, and then, hey, the hearing is delayed. And we are hearing that overnight that some of the lawyers involved, the prosecutors indicating in a filing that they may ask for that hearing to be pushed back.
Why? For what reason?
So the judge can review some, quote, new information.
There's not any new information. This happened decades ago. There's no more new information. Do it, don't do it. Like at this point, I'm out.
Either way, I just love that. This is going to take days too, by the way. It could happen quickly, nothing could happen, or it could take days.
7:14 on Wisconsin's Morning News Sports up next.
This wasn't how Patrick here in Milwaukee pictured himself in retirement. Instead of playing golf every day, he could barely walk because of severe knee pain.
It hampered everything because it hurt to walk around the golf course. It hurt to swing, just pretty much hurt doing anything.
But the groundbreaking regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics changed everything for Patrick. QC Kinetics uses your body's own healing properties to help repair and restore damaged tissue in your knees, hips, back, and shoulders. No surgery, no drugs, no downtime.
The turnaround's been amazing from where I was to where I am now. I've gone from a 15 handicap down to a 7 handicap. That's because my knees allow me to play golf like I haven't been able to play probably in 15 years.
Don't let joint pain keep you from doing what you love. Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Academic Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255368.
Don't settle for a flimsy bank pre-approval. Get the pre-approval listing agents and sellers recognized as better than the rest. The rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval from AccuNet. Get yours by clicking on the blue button at accunet.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Brewers are off today. Got the A's in town tomorrow night. Brewers coming off another series win.
Here's the 0-1. It's a fly ball, right center field. Back on it is Malloy at the track wall, gone! Sal Frelick gets into one to right center.
5-1 Brewers over the Tigers. And that Frelick home run was powered by a very special moment that he shared with the day's honored guest.
Air Force veteran Edward McClavick was honored by the Brewers on Wednesday before their game as the second oldest living Pearl Harbor survivor.
There's very few superheroes in the world, and he's one of them, so to be able to go and spend time with him before the game, was able to shake his hand.
Sal Frelick shared his appreciation and a thank you for his first homer of the year.
I credited him with the home run as soon as I came back in the dugout. I shook his hand. That guy's a legend. He's from the greatest generation ever, so super, super awesome to be in presence of such a legend.
From American Family Field, I'm Dominic Cotroneo.
What a great moment.
That's awesome.
Just you heard manager Pat Murphy talk about how his young guys kind of get it, and that's an example of that. Brewers and Athletics tomorrow night at American Family Field.
So we have the full Bucs schedule now for the first round of the playoffs in the NBA against the Pacers. Games 1 and 2 are in Indy. As you know, game 1 noon on Saturday. Game 2 is 6 p.m. on Tuesday. So games 3 and 4, those are the ones that are at Fiserv Forum that we know for sure will take place. They are next Friday and Sunday. So next weekend, Friday night, Sunday night game, the tip is late. It's an 8:30 tip for game 4 at Fiserv. Now, if there's a game 6, that would also be at home. That would be May 2nd. So that's 2 weeks from tomorrow.
May?
2 weeks from tomorrow for game 6. So if you're bored or frustrated or don't like hearing about Tyrese Halliburton now, you're really going to be frustrated hearing about Tyrese Halliburton.
Is the idea that we all want to watch every NBA game and we need to spread it out that much?
I think they do like having a game a night, like every night. But
okay.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. It's going to turn into the Strangers things last season. When are they doing that? They're still going?
By the way, needs a ring. Another one. We have new exclusive audio of Giannis on the Analysis Show podcast feed. He talks about how he's got to get a second one.
I look back at my career, and everybody can say, oh, he had an incredible career, active Hall of Famer, first ballot, whatever. But, like, me, my personal goal, like, if I'm not able to help my team win a second ring, like, I'm letting down myself.
Get a little bit more of Giannis and his brother on ESPN Wisconsin app. I love that attitude. He'll feel like he personally failed if he doesn't get another ring. Here. By the way, Bucks have a send-off rally scheduled for tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m. at the Signature Flight on Layton Avenue. We got some draft news to share. So today, according to the NFL, we should learn at 8 a.m. this morning, so less than an hour from now, who the concert acts will be at the NFL draft. So they have this concert series that they do. It's one of the many attractions. Fox 11 says they usually have at least one concert a night through this. Some will play Saturday night. Big names like Fall Out Boy, Motley Crue, Big Sean have performed at past draft events. And they say it's going to be kind of like, remember the Packers home opener after they won the Super Bowl?
I do.
They had that NFL draft concert. They had that free kickoff concert thing there. Like Kid Rock was there, Maroon 5 and all that. They say it'll be similar to that. Like, don't know how big the concert will be, but you could see some big names coming to Titletown as early as maybe Thursday, and they'll announce it here at 8 a.m.
Right, if the draft as an event wasn't enough for you, right? But it's a super party, and a lot of that stuff is free, too. Like to get in and to walk around and to just be a part of it. 7:19 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, Rich Tuff Exteriors and Capital Heating and Cooling. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact NX Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at nxwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
I want you to see the work. The front hall closet in our home, our project there is complete with Inspired Closets Milwaukee. And if you text closet to the WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620, you'll see how the first impression of our home is completely transformed. I've got before and I've got after pictures up there. Before and after, we worked with our friends Katie and Dan at Inspired Closets. Knocked out the dated old closet door and the shelving and replaced it with white woodwork, modern finishes, functional design. It's a great part about working with Katie and Dan. It never even occurred to me to create the space like that, to do this type of project. I just thought, well, maybe we need a new door. Well, now it's beautiful. It's functional. It's clean and calming. Have a look for yourself. Text closet to 855-616-1620 or look at our website, WTMJ.com, and you will find it there. Inspired Days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
At Big Fish Contracting, we want every home project to be a good story worth sharing. That's why we as a team aim to exceed your expectations. We can improve any aspect of your home. Everything from a complex remodel to the essential roof, gutters, siding, and windows. Integrity, humility, and kindness are why we've grown in southeastern Wisconsin for the last 2 decades. Visit BigFishContracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
On Wisconsin's Morning News, we profile the average John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they got up one morning that they'd be saving a life, becoming everyday heroes.
When I made that decision, I'm going in, I said, Lord, please don't let this be my last day.
When you hear someone screaming from the water, a man clearly in distress.
I try to tell him, stay with me.
But wait.
And so I turn around and there's 2 more people, farther in, and I'm like, oh my goodness.
Everyday Hero on Wisconsin's Morning News, presented by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care.
Coming up on 722, how's the morning drive, Debbie?
Starting to get a little bit heavier now. Eastbound 94 coming in from before 84th Street all the way to about 68th and then back on the brakes through the stadium itself. The westbound side is looking pretty good. Now, eastbound 894 is backing up as you're making your way in towards the Loomis area from 60th Street. So heads up with that. 41 and 43 at the moment looking pretty good. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for the day today, and it's sponsored by Dave Dre Camp Heating. Your comfort is their family's tradition. So could see a little bit of rain today. Increasing clouds, breezy, some scattered showers late. a high of 64. Tonight, scattered showers and storms, mild, still breezy, a low of 51. For your Friday, it's going to warm up and it's going to be windy, and that warmth could cause some scattered thunderstorms. A high of 74 tomorrow. Saturday, filtered sunshine, 53. Sunday, cloudy, chance for rain, and a high of 53. Monday, rain early on, otherwise cloudy on Monday, a high again of 53 degrees. Right now, just 40 at 7:23.
Come with me now.
It is the most important piece of the story. Sophia Franklin is safe. The Amber Alert issued in early February for a pregnant teen from Dodge County finally achieved its desired end with the arrest of her alleged abductor, and the now 17-year-old reunited with her family. That much we know, but there is new information on that story today. Gary Day is apparently back in custody and back in Wisconsin. He's been in custody for some time. Following this,
RP believes a missing juvenile that was reported missing out of Wisconsin is at Love's at this time. Her name is Sophia Franklin.
So that was the radio traffic from this community outside of Omaha, Nebraska, Sarpy County. Right? Yes. And the story is Gary Day, now 40 years old, at the time with the now 17-year-old Sophia Franklin of Dodge County from Beaver Dam. And the Amber Alert that you got to your phone was that Sophia Franklin had been abducted. And they said Gary Day is the father of the child and that the two were somewhere and nobody knew where they were. Well, those truckers finally found them, and that's how that story played out. Well, now you had Gary Day, who had been, he was in the jail out west, and they needed to get him back to Wisconsin. There's some process with that.
Right, that's always a process, and it can be different from state to state, and the defendant can choose different things and push back on extradition. So it's not just a matter of waving a wand and having it be done.
So here's what's happening latest.
The man accused of abducting a pregnant Beaver Dam teenager is back in Wisconsin.
Gary Day faces charges of child abduction and child enticement.
It's WISC TV in Madison with the story. Franklin, now 17, again back with her family. They're from Beaver Dam and was, according to those reports, now Gary Day is booked into the Dodge County Jail. That happened Wednesday evening. So Sophia disappeared from her home, several months pregnant, and Day, again, believed to be the father of the child, until those truckers came upon the pair in just outside of Omaha at a truck stop there. Worth hearing again, don't you think, from the sheriff in Sarpy County, Nebraska, about the couple of truckers who did alert those authorities to Sophia and Day being at that truck stop?
Well, yeah, it doesn't look right when the 40-year-old guy is with the 17-year-old girl. It just didn't look right. So we applaud the reporting party. She actually started looking online, found them, noticed the Amber Alert, called 911. And then that female reporting party also talked to him, and she says the stories just don't match.
And so that's how they got him. But it's been weeks. Couple of weeks now. So how did Day finally end up back here in Wisconsin? A little bit more from WISC TV on that.
To expedite Day's return to Wisconsin, the Sarpy County, Nebraska Attorney's Office dismissed the local misdemeanor charges and an Arkansas extradition complaint.
So that sounds prudent. Look, the guy's facing in Wisconsin. You're over here in Nebraska. You're like, we don't have much on this guy. We got a couple of misdemeanors for things that were minor.
Right.
In the grand scheme of things. But meanwhile, in Wisconsin, he's facing 2 counts of child enticement, 2 counts of child abduction. What really do our local charges here do but sort of gum up the wheels of justice and bog us down in the process? So they drop the charges, get the guy back to Dodge County here in Wisconsin, where they can now move forward with that case. He would, you would expect, have an initial appearance relatively soon in Juneau. That's likely the county seat there.
Today or tomorrow?
Yeah, so that could happen any time. I checked the court record this morning, I did not see that initial scheduled. Nor to have Dodge County or Beaver Dam police posted any updates on the case. But right, that initial is really not much happens there. There's a walkthrough and you basically touch base with the judge. Right. Here's the guy. Here's why we're holding them. Then there are a number of other proceedings after that. But you would expect that in short order, and it could happen anytime. Nothing, as I said, on the schedule. The most important piece, again, Sophia Franklin, she's back, believed to be with her family there in Beaver Dam. And Gary Day now back here in Wisconsin to face justice.
Sometimes it has a lot to do about nothing, but in this situation, This is a textbook example of someone making a 911 call because they didn't think something was right. We responded, and sure enough.
News about your money this morning, WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average was down nearly 1.75% in trading on Wednesday, closed at 39,669. The NASDAQ at 16,307. That was off more than 3%. And the S&P 500 down 2.25% to 5276. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, a weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market, how it affects Wisconsin businesses and residents. Sponsored by the original knowledge broker, R&R Insurance. Joining us today, Jeff Salasinski, Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, let's talk about what's coming down the road. What issues you're paying attention to these days?
Sure, Vince. Thank you. Great to be here today. While results were generally good for insurance companies last year, you've heard me talk about increasing costs in auto insurance, general liability insurance, and umbrella insurance.
Yeah, why is that? What do you think's going on there?
Legal system abuse is becoming more prominent here in the Midwest, and this is driving increased litigation and increased legal costs that come with more litigation.
Legal system abuse, what's that look like?
We see two factors driving much of this concern, Vince. Number one, incredible frequency and messaging of attorney advertising, promoting large verdicts, making these huge numbers seem more common than they actually are. And secondly, third-party litigation funding, which is outside capital, a private lender providing funds to plaintiffs and their law firms to pursue lawsuits. These third parties have no role in the actual case itself. They were not injured, they have money, and they're funding the litigation as an investment.
So, Jeff, why should a business or family work with R&R Insurance?
At R&R Insurance, we understand complex, dynamic issues like third-party litigation funding and how these issues impact businesses and families. We understand how to best protect your company assets or your personal assets, and R&R has been on top of issues like this on behalf of our clients for almost 50 years. If you're looking for a better insurance purchasing experience, we'd love to sit down and speak with you. At R&R Insurance, we know business insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff. 7:30. I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News, Thursday, April 17th. Our top story: a death investigation on Milwaukee's north side.
I'm Erik Bilstad, an Amber Alert suspect back in Wisconsin.
I'm Debbie Laziga, northbound on 43. Backing up right around the North Avenue curve all the way up to Keefe. Southbound slowing down just before Capitol Drive down past Burleigh. Westbound 94, backups just before 25th or 27th Street all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound is heavy from just before 84th Street through the Stadium Interchange to about 35th. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. President Trump says he spoke with Mexico's president yesterday. He's touting potential trade deals, but at the same time, he says that Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell's termination cannot come soon enough. He's criticizing the Fed for not cutting interest rates. Powell said Wednesday,
"The level of tariff increases announced so far is significantly larger than anticipated, and the same is likely to be true of the economic effects, which will include higher inflation and slower growth."
The European Central Bank has announced an interest rate cut this morning. A federal judge is threatening contempt proceedings against the Trump administration for defying his order to return 2 deportation flights. Health experts are criticizing Health Secretary Robert Kennedy Jr.'s statement that environmental factors are the cause of autism. They say autism is mostly a genetic disorder and any environmental cause is not from a vaccine. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 7:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, new information still limited. We do know there's a death investigation ongoing. Milwaukee's North Side Medical Examiner's Office called to the scene about 23rd and Clark. There was the report of a shooting. Milwaukee police have not said whether anyone is in custody.
A man charged with child enticement and abduction is now back in Wisconsin. This is an update on the Amber Alert story out of Beaver Dam that we've been telling you about the last several weeks and months right here on WTMJ. Gary Day in custody in Dodge County this morning. He was arrested earlier this month at a truck stop in Omaha where he was discovered with 17-year-old Sophia Franklin of Beaver Dam. The jail records indicate Day was booked into the correctional facility late yesterday afternoon. Day, 40 years old, suspected to be the father of Franklin's unborn child. County officials in Omaha say lesser charges against Day were dropped in order to expedite the extradition process.
Controversial pipeline project is now on the fast track.
The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers says permits will be truncated for the project to replace a section of the Enbridge Line 5 pipeline. The pipeline transports crude oil and natural gas between Superior, Wisconsin and Ontario, Canada, crossing beneath the environmentally sensitive Straits of Mackinac. Concerns have escalated that a spill in the area would be catastrophic. The Army Corps says it will still conduct a review, public hearings, and consideration for tribal treaty rights, but environmental groups and tribal nations want to remove the line from the Straits entirely. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
If you happen to see protesters on overpasses on I-43 and I-94 over the weekend, it's part of a nationwide protest over the White House. About 3,000 people expected to be located on the overpasses between Mitchell Airport all the way to Nicolay High School again on Saturday.
Plans for a former Central City Plaza building have now changed from demolition to historic preservation. Salvation Army owns a couple of buildings at the complex, 6th and Walnut. They were planning to knock one down. New plans now incorporate the yellow cab building into the design. City Historic Preservation Planner Tim Askin says it meets the criteria for Milwaukee's historic preservation.
This was and may still be the only black-funded, black-owned, black-designed, black-operated shop center in the history of the state of Wisconsin.
Full Common Council likely to approve that on Tuesday.
New lights will soon appear across Milwaukee's lakefront. If you look westward from the lake, the executive director of Light the Hone is Erica Smith. She tells WTMJ's What's on Tap the bridge will finally be lit on both sides.
We're hoping to probably start here in the next 2 to 3 weeks. A lot's really dependent on the weather. We want to make sure that all of the crew is safe when they're up there. But it's going to be about 4 to 5 weekends out, so it's going to be pretty quick turnaround time, assuming we have no issues.
So you will be able to see the east side of the Hone Bridge, and the lights will be seen from Summerfest as well, which is pretty cool, and of course across Lake Michigan.
Traffic is sponsored by the Wisconsin State Fair. Big groups save big at Wisconsin State Fair. Deals end April 27th.
Big groups save big at Wisconsin State Fair. Take advantage of discounted group tickets for parties of 25 or more at wistatefair.com. Hurry, deals end April 27th.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 7:35. Coming up, the fight over Harley begins.
News is sponsored by Griffin Ford, Griffin Chevy on Metro Auto Mall, and Griffin's Hub Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge Ram.
$1 doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin. The buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Hey, we're giving away Brit Floyd tickets. Tune into Wisconsin's Midday News this week for your chance to win tickets to the June 1st show.
The iconic Brit Floyd returns to the Riverside Theater. Celebrate 50 years of Wish You Were Here with the album played in full.
Plus other classic Floyd tracks, amongst the stunning production Brit Floyd always brings.
Friday, May 31st and Saturday, June 1st at the Riverside Theater.
Are you on track to achieve your retirement plans? Hi, I'm Jeff Kowal of Kowal Investment Group. We've recently joined Creative Planning, a national registered investment advisor. This move to Creative expands our ability to provide comprehensive wealth management, investment advisory, and retirement planning services. Now is the time to put your lifetime of hard work into action. For over 37 years, we've helped clients toward making their retirement dreams become a reality, and we'd like to help you too. And the best part, your plan will be completely tailored to you. Our in-house team of specialists will take the time to learn about you and your family, review your current situation, and find out what your goals are. Then we'll design a plan to help you get there. To get started, request your free meeting today with one of our fiduciary advisors by visiting creativeplanning.com. Whether you have met with us in the past or this will be your first meeting with us, we're excited to introduce Kowal Investment Group to you as Creative Planning. Visit creativeplanning.com today.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:37.
So the Bucks playoff run is coming up. We start on Saturday. Giannis says he has to do this. sports at 7:45.
The fight over Harley Davidson begins. An update to this Harley story. The news had broke a couple of weeks ago that their CEO, Jochen Seitz, would be retiring and they'd be finding a successor. And he wouldn't leave immediately, but he would be leaving.
Sounds in more ways than one he's getting pushed out.
Yeah, it
right?
seems that way. Then we learned later that a member of the board resigning after sending a letter saying, this guy's got to go, that the revenue is down, sales are down, everything is down, and blaming the CEO for that. So what's happening now? Well, major Harley-Davidson shareholder H Partners Management, which has about 9%, is now launching a campaign seeking the ouster of the CEO. So don't want him to retire, want him gone. The Milwaukee Business Journal has a lot of detail on this. This activist investor says Seitz has to go because of, quote, repeated strategic execution failures, severe underperformance, and alienation of the company's key stakeholders, including both dealers and customers. That's from this investment firm that's going after it now.
So what materially does this mean, though? This takes time, and this is internal maneuvering, right?
And it's some proxy stuff, so they're going to go after the shareholders now and say, hey, use this blue card and fill this out or vote for that. So there's going to be a little bit of that going on.
So the thing would be you achieve the change you want on the board of directors, and then the board now acts in a certain way.
The proxy fight represents an escalation in a conflict that came to light when Harley and H Partners disclosed that they were having trouble and that this one guy had resigned while calling Seitz' resignation and grave concerns about the current state of the company. Also, we should point out, Business Journal, Rich Kirchen has this too, that a lot of dealers across the country on board with this, looking forward to a change in leadership at Harley, saying what's been happening the last several years, unacceptable.
7:39 on Wisconsin's Morning News. News is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management's Money Talk. That's heard Saturdays at 10, right here on WTMJ.
We didn't write the headline. The Wall Street Journal did. The days of set and forget investing just ended for many Americans. Market shifts, economic uncertainty, and global unrest. It's a wake-up call. No doubt, standard financial advice is to avoid making rash decisions during market turmoil, and we're totally on board with that. But retirement planning isn't a set-it-and-forget-it process anymore. That's where Annex Wealth Management comes in. As fee-only fiduciaries, we craft personalized financial, retirement, estate, and tax plans that adapt as needed and put your goals first always. Already with another firm, but getting the feeling you're lost in the shuffle or they just can't keep up? A second opinion could be the smartest move you could make. If you're managing it yourself, we'll fill in the gaps with professional precision. You work hard to build your future. Don't leave it to chance. Put a pro on your side. Get a proactive plan from a fee-only fiduciary. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Head to annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad for QC Kinetics. There's nothing worse than a finicky back that you're just not even sure whether or not, do I even get on the riding lawnmower? Do I even deal with that? Can I even go see my kid do this concert? Am I going to be able to sit there that long? Or a knee that is just barking all the time? You know what that's like, that chronic joint pain? It's time to get rid of that. It's time to call QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics has regenerative treatments that can help calm the debilitating joint pain in your knees or your back or your hips, shoulders. QC Kinetics, solid science that gives you your life back. And here's the best part. They do it without surgery, do it without drugs, and do it without downtime. You can do a session and then go to the office and continue about your day and life. Call QC Kinetics today, 414-285-3474. Again, 414-285-3474. Spend an hour chatting with them, learn about it, and figure out if it works for you. QC Kinetics. Call today.
At 7:41, what's happening on the roads, Debbie?
Well, we've got some delays out there for sure. Things have started to kick in pretty well. Eastbound 94 from 84th Street all the way to about 35th. Westbound is backed up out of the Marquette to Mitchell Boulevard. Northbound 43. Watch for delays from just before Fond du Lac Avenue up past Burleigh. Southbound slowing down from about Hampton Avenue down to Burleigh. Southbound on 41 also seeing delays south of Appleton Avenue all the way down towards Hampton. And then again, right past Capitol Drive. East and westbound on the bypass, too. We do have some delays. Eastbound is going to be slowing from Forest Home to Loomis. Westbound, just before Loomis, going to be slowing down to 60th Street. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Some sunshine this morning with increasing clouds as the day goes on. We'll look for a warm front approaching. Now will bring breezy winds and high temperatures in the upper 50s by the lake. Low to mid 60s inland. Chance for a few rain showers late this afternoon into the evening. More scattered showers and thunderstorms for tonight with low temperatures mild in the 50s. Friday, partly cloudy, windy, and warm. High temperatures in the 70s. We could see a few more showers and storms late in the day. Saturday, partly cloudy, filtered sunshine with high temperatures in the lower 50s. Mostly cloudy on Sunday. Could see a few rain showers in the afternoon with high temperatures in the upper 40s and lower 50s. Rain will be likely Sunday night into Monday morning, then mostly cloudy for Monday afternoon with high temperatures in the lower 50s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 40 degrees. Don't know what to expect here exactly. Will it be the endless parade of testimony or more tree falling in the woods? But Wisconsin Elections Commission is on the road.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
The commission, of course, is based in Madison. But
they go on the road? This is a thing?
Yes, apparently it's set to meet in Milwaukee this morning. 10 a.m. They'll be at the Tommy G. Thompson Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park, where they have a lot of these meetings. And there is, Eric, on the agenda, an item that you like very much. Item number C is public comment.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you as well.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Greetings.
Hello.
Now today it's going to be good morning, but point taken. Good afternoon. That was
Good
from...
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. Wisconsin Joint Committee on Finance, right?
Good afternoon. Thank you, members of the committee.
Good afternoon. Every couple of years, that committee has a new state budget to talk about, and they hold these public hearings across the state, and they're lengthy.
It goes on forever.
Days of testimony. There are limits to the ability for people to sound off this morning. Here are the rules. Total of 30 minutes for public comment. Each speaker will be given a maximum of 3 minutes, and the chair can call on as many speakers as possible during that time frame. So even if it goes the max allotted time, that's only 10 people you get at.
10.
So it will not be
no one's going to go short.
It will not be the robust thing that we're used to.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yes. The more important item actually is discussion and possible further action related to Wisconsin statute, and it lists the statute, investigation of city Madison clerk regarding the 193 uncounted absentee ballots for November. New thing that happened this week, the clerk in Madison, Maribeth Witzel-Bell, did to resign, and a lot of focus on the conversation about that mistake, the failure to count those nearly 200 absentee ballots. So they were discovered unopened after the election. I've said from the get-go it was less about that. Mistakes happened. It was more about the fact that she didn't tell anybody for more than a month, including the Wisconsin Elections Commission.
It's like telling your kids, like, you can have an accident or forget to do something, but tell someone after that happens.
Right, and bring in all the help you need. So that is an agenda item as well as this group meets the Wisconsin Election Commission in Milwaukee today.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Hi.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good morning.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's Steve Scaffidi. I've been on this weight loss journey for about 10 weeks now, currently in the maintenance phase. Hit my goal, 35 pounds. Reached my weight loss goal easy, fast, safely. And I'm going to continue working with a wonderful team at Milwaukee Weight Loss.
Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. Schedule your free consultation by calling 262-449-1180 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Hey everybody, Debbie Loziga here, and it's happening. I'm so excited. I have chosen Kohler Services to transform my old bathtub into a beautiful new Luxstone shower. It's happening next week. Kohler Services makes it so easy too. They came over to my house, they took measurements, they answered all my questions, and I was actually able to lay hands and feel the crushed stone material, the Luxstone material they're going to make the walls out of. They designed my custom shower right in front of me. I cannot wait for installation. You can request your free quote, too, for a custom Kohler Luckstone shower by visiting KohlerServicesWI.com. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Brewers bring in the Athletics, formerly known as the Oakland A's, tomorrow night. Crew gets a breather today.
Frelick at first, holding 1-2 pitch, drive in a right center field. This is way back. Malloy back, track to the wall. Goodbye. Back-to-back games with a home run for Rhys Hoskins. And it's a 2-out, 2-run opposite field shot in the third.
Yeah, Brewers with a 5-1 win over the Tigers. Crew off today. A's tomorrow night at American Family Field.
Hey, less than 15 minutes from now, we should learn who's going to be playing the concerts at the NFL Draft in Green Bay next week.
They're going to announce the whole lineup? Because it's multiple days that you'll have kind of big headliners.
That's the expectation, is that they're going to announce that at 8 a.m. today. In the past, it's been Fall Out Boy, Menominee Falls' own Fall Out Boy, the drummer. Motley Crue, Big Sean was here doing drafts in the past. So, I mean, it'd be
so
decent.
you're B plus, A minus.
Yeah, we'll see.
Right. It's not going to be Taylor Swift.
Well, likely not, but she and Travis Kelce could come out there. To Fiserv Forum, you can see the Bucs playoff banners are up. That's a giant sign they put up there, which is pretty cool on the facade there, right in front of Fiserv there when you're walking in. So that's all up. Here we go. Playoff basketball. Giannis says really needs that second ring.
Me, my personal goal, like if I'm not able to help my team win a second ring, like I'm letting down myself. Like I really want to win the second one. Hopefully I do it.
That's Giannis on the Thanelsa Show podcast feed. You can get all that on ESPN Wisconsin app. You can get that right now. As for the Bucs, we do know that games 3 and 4 are going to be at Fiserv. Those games are next Friday and Sunday. So Friday night, standard tip time in the evening, Friday evening. The game 4 one next Sunday is late. It's an 8:30 tip at home for game 4. If there's a game 6, that's 2 weeks from tomorrow.
That's unbelievable.
That
How
it's 2 weeks
strung
from
out
tomorrow.
that is,
Yeah.
right.
That's just the NBA. They always do that.
All right. If the Packers had one cell phone free game at Lambeau next season, would you be on board as a fan? That question posed by our Mark Tauscher. We'll talk with him next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
It's Debbie Lazaga, and I'm so excited because I've chosen Kohler Services to transform my old bathtub into a beautiful new Luckstone shower this month. Kohler Services makes it so easy. They came to my home, took measurements, and answered all of my questions. I was able to feel the crushed stone wall material and design my custom shower. I can't wait for my installation. You can request your free quote for a custom Kohler Luckstone shower by visiting KohlerServicesWI.com. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Buying a new roof might not be the most exciting thing you'll do this year, but for us at Big Fish Contracting, being chosen to do that roof for you not only provides income for multiple families in southeastern Wisconsin, but has a global reach and impact around the world. To us, it's more than just a roof. We've been earning trust for over 2 decades, roofing, siding, windows, and more. Go to bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Oh, there's a lot of buzz surrounding the draft, but you won't find one seeping through Pella's windows and doors. In fact, you should make Pella your #1 pick because right now you can take advantage of no interest financing options or free glass upgrades. Their talented designers and installers can match your unique home through seamless customizations. Certain restrictions do apply, and the deal ends April 30th. So place your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Hey, we got our artist.
Yeehaw.
We got our musician, Debbie. How bad is traffic? Do you need to go first?
Well, let me just whip through this really quick. Eastbound 94 backing up from 76th Street all the way through to 35th. Westbound is getting heavier from 13th to Mitchell Boulevard. Northbound 43, you are looking at delays out of the Marquette all the way up to Keefe. Southbound from Silver Spring down to Burleigh. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
So we told you at 8 o'clock they were going to announce who is going to be playing at Green Bay for the draft. This is a free concert. Following the conclusion of Round 7 of the NFL Draft, decorated country music icon Brad Paisley will take the stage at the Draft Theater near Lambeau Field. Free show. That's worth a free show to see Paisley, right?
And somebody hit send a little early today, which is fine. Better than late.
Ooh, this was embargoed.
WTMJ's
drone show. It's going to be a drone show on Friday.
Can I read the forecast or no?
I mean, what's the forecast on Friday, the 25th, for that drone
I don't
show?
have that, but today it's brought to you by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Showers late with a high of 64 degrees inland, 58 at the lake. Scattered showers and storms continuing overnight. Breezy low of 51. For Friday, high of 74 degrees. Watch for some scattered thunderstorms on Friday. Saturday, 53. Filtered sunshine. And Sunday, 49 at the lake, 53 inland. Chance of rain in the afternoon. Right now at 40.
Idea Man.
My kids were giving me grief because they said something, and I didn't even know the movie was Minecraft.
Innovator.
Because I guess I look a little bit like Jack Black. They're saying, oh, you got a movie coming out.
And Packers Hall of Famer.
The Minecraft part, you literally could say it was a spinoff of Dallas, the old show back in the 70s, 80s. And I would say, oh, that's interesting.
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
Mark Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News, sponsored by Kohler Services and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. You got more on that concert announcement for Tausch here?
What would you like to know?
Well, so Brad Paisley Tausch is going to be the biggest headliner in the concert series that'll be a part of the NFL Draft next week in Green Bay.
Okay.
That's okay. That's a poll, right?
That's fun. Now, he is married to the girl from Father of the Bride, correct? Is that an accurate assessment?
Eric and I are looking at each other.
Oh, thank you, Debbie. Yeah. I was wondering. That's a great movie that I think gets overlooked a lot, and then there's a sequel to it, which was absurd. I mean, the whole way that played out. But Father of the Bride 1, fantastic movie. It'll pull at the heartstrings a little bit.
Wasn't there a
So I'm happy that
yeah, that's what he was saying.
Her husband is singing.
You're talking about the reboot of The Father of the Bride. So the one that just came out a couple of years ago, or the Steve Martin one?
No, Steve Martin and Brad Paisley. That wasn't a couple years ago. That was 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, but there's a reboot, a new one that just came out.
That's not the one he was talking about.
No, okay, just wanted to confirm.
No, and I think Steve Martin's was a reboot from something in like the 60s.
Oh, okay.
Man. Okay.
I like this.
There's a lot on this Father of the Bride history.
In the news release announcing the concert, you guys ready for this? Here's the quote, and this is allegedly from Brad Paisley. There is nothing like football to bring people together, and the NFL Draft is where it all begins, said not really Brad Paisley, right? Said some PR person who wrote that for Brad Paisley, right?
Are you thinking that is artificially intelligent, AI driven? Do you... Because tone matters. If you had said, man, I'm excited to see the beginning for all these guys, that would be different.
Yeah.
I think you toned that up, Vinny, to make it sound like Brad Paisley had nothing to do with that. Or am I crazy to think that?
No, I did tone it up that way because it reads to me like a statement crafted on behalf of Brad Paisley.
Bullseye.
Who may just now be finding out he's playing in Green Bay.
Doesn't that feel rushed? Like, if you were really excited about this, wouldn't you have? Like, it's a week away. Today was the announcement of it.
See, that's
so
cool.
something happened, right? Because you don't make that announcement. You're trying to generate interest and get people. That would be. It's obviously not the Super Bowl, but the draft is right there from an event standpoint, NFL wise. You're going to hear who the Super Bowl performer is. You're not going to hear it on the NFC Championship weekend. You're going to hear it in September. It's 4 months out. Here, all of a sudden now, is so your headliner, you announce a week out. I'd love to disagree. I don't think I can. I think something's fishy here to me.
Interesting. So you're suggesting that maybe they had Elton John first, and that fell through.
Wow. Well, he's been sick, right? I don't know. Maybe the Killers, because they're going to be coming to summer. I don't know. Do you not think? Do you guys send an invite out to a graduation party? Do you do it a week before?
Yeah, you really don't.
Or do you do it like 2 months before?
You might even have a save the date.
We just started sending out some texts for that, actually.
Yeah, it's something doesn't pass. Something's goofy here because it doesn't make any sense that you would do that a week before and then have
what Vinny Vitrano feels is a very canned, I am very excited to be performing at. If he had said Lambeau Stadium, then you knew it was, those politicians will come in and they'll say, we are very excited to be at Lambeau Stadium. Everybody's like, all right, this person doesn't know what the hell they're talking about.
As a lifelong fan, this is the actual quote, I can't wait to help close out an unforgettable weekend with a little music and one heck of a party. Hey, Brad Paisley didn't say that.
Ha ha ha. You're so funny.
All right. Well, it'd be a good show nonetheless.
There you go.
We got to talk about your cell phone free game, Tausch, right. But we ran out of time. So
we'll get to it, right? We'll see if Paisley will probably be up there. We'll see if he's going to willing to not bring his cell phone in.
There is nothing like football that brings people together. These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
The fight between Harley-Davidson and one of its biggest investors is heating up. The investor, a hedge fund called H Partners, is looking to oust CEO Jochen Zeitz as well as 2 board members. While artificial intelligence will change how many jobs are done, human employees will always be needed. That was the message from the Northwestern Mutual Data Science Institute's annual symposium, which said successful companies are focused on upskilling employees to use AI. Spirit Airlines is adding another nonstop flight from Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport. The new flight to Detroit will begin June 13th and operate on Mondays and Fridays, with fares starting as low as $37 each way. I'm Timothy Gibbons for MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
Catch the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast on WTMJ.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. I noticed I was missing out on things. I just wasn't hearing great. I knew I had to get it checked out. I had to get it fixed, and I found the right company. It's a company with a lot of compassion, the best technology. It's Vita Hearing Care. Hearing well isn't just about detecting sounds. It's embracing life's meaningful moments with confidence and joy. Vita is a local family-owned company, 2 locations in Mount Pleasant and Waterford. Visit VitaHearingCare.com to learn more. VitaHearingCare.com. They'll take care of you like they've taken care of me. It's Vita.
The following takes place in a Capital Heating and Cooling truck.
Step on the gas. We need to get to Miss Johnson's house fast.
Roger that, Captain.
We need to get her furnace repaired.
She couldn't believe we do same-day repairs.
Or that Capital works 7 days a week.
And we'll have her heat back on today.
Same-day repairs?
7 days a week.
Same-day repairs?
7 days a week.
Because it's the right thing to do.
And if you need service right now, get a free heating or plumbing service call with any repair.
Old-fashioned service, you can't go wrong. Call CapitalCares.com.
The angels asked the women at the tomb, "Why do you look for the living one among the dead?" This is Archbishop Jeffrey Grubb. The women thought they would find Jesus there. We often look for things in the wrong places. During this Jubilee year, the Holy Father has asked us to be signs of hope for others. Many of our young people seek to find meaning in their lives and may be in need of signs of hope. We need to reach out to them, invite them back to the faith, and show them the hope and love they can find in Jesus. Please join us at Mass.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
8 o'clock. I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Thursday, April 17th, our top story. New information on a Milwaukee death investigation.
I'm Erik Bilstad, the president versus the Fed.
I'm Debbie Laziga, eastbound 94. You got the backups from 76th Street all the way to 35th. Westbound still heavy from 20th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Northbound 43 backing up from the Marquette all the way up to Burleigh. Southbound slowing down from about just south of Hampton Avenue all the way to Burleigh as well. Northbound on the bypass slowing down from Oklahoma Avenue all the way up to Lincoln. Southbound on 41 heavy right past Hampton to Capitol Drive. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast for today. High of 64 inland, bit cooler near the lake. We'll see increasing clouds and maybe some scattered showers late. Scattered showers and some storms overnight are possible with a low of 51. Right now at 40 in Milwaukee from the WTMJ Breaking News Center. We have new information this morning on that death investigation we've been talking about since earlier today. What's going on in Milwaukee's north side? WTMJ's Adam Roberts live in the Breaking News Center.
That's right, Vince. That death investigation near 23rd and Clark in the city's Amani neighborhood, and it comes after a body was found in a burned-out car on the street. The medical examiner's office confirming to WTMJ it was called to the scene around 5 this morning regarding that victim inside the car. Now, police have not said if anyone is in custody or what led up to that car fire.
An update to the Amber Alert story out of Beaver Dam that we've been following for the last several months here on WTMJ. The man charged with child enticement and abduction is now back in Wisconsin. He's in Dodge County Jail this morning. Gary Day, arrested earlier this month at a truck stop in Omaha, where he was discovered with 17-year-old Sophia Franklin of Beaver Dam. Dodge County jail records indicate Day was booked on Wednesday. Day is suspected to be the father of Franklin's unborn child. According to county officials near the Omaha area, they say those lesser charges against Day, they've been dropped in order to get him to Wisconsin quicker.
Controversial pipeline project is now on the fast track.
The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers says permits will be truncated for the project to replace a section of the Enbridge Line 5 pipeline. The pipeline transports crude oil and natural gas between Superior, Wisconsin and Ontario, Canada, crossing beneath the environmentally sensitive Straits of Mackinac. Concerns have escalated that a spill in the area would be catastrophic. The Army Corps says it will still conduct a review, public hearings, and consideration for tribal treaty rights, but environmental groups and tribal nations want to remove the line from the Straits entirely. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
President Trump wants the Fed chair, Jerome Powell, out.
Yesterday, Powell warned Trump's tariffs could lead to more inflation. This morning on Truth Social, Trump posted Powell's termination cannot come fast enough.
We are in uncharted territory.
James Sample is a professor of constitutional law at Hofstra Law School.
No president has ever fired the chair of the Federal Reserve.
Most scholars agree a president cannot fire a Fed chairman over policy disagreements. Trump has urged the Fed to cut interest rates, but it's waiting to see how the tariffs impact the economy. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Trump administration increasing pressure on Harvard University after Harvard refused to submit to more government oversight. One of the newest targets is students from other countries. Nikki Bastita from CBS News.
President Trump's administration froze more than $2 billion in federal funding to the school and proposed the IRS revoke the school's tax-exempt status, something the agency is reportedly considering.
Now, many schools say that in the vast majority of around 900 students who have had their visas revoked or legal status terminated since March, the students apparently had no role in the protests.
An investigation is underway after a deadly crash at a fishing tournament.
3 men were killed when 2 boats collided early yesterday morning during a major fishing tournament on a lake in northwest Alabama's Cullman County, about an hour north of Birmingham. Others were injured in the crash. 2 of the 3 who died drowned. The crash prompted the final day of the Tackle Warehouse Invitational to be called off. The Major League Fishing event had a top prize of $115,000. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
Coming up, new information on the big party surrounding the NFL draft in Green Bay. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:05.
Hey, WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here, reminding you to subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast. We update it every day with every interview, every segment, every bit we do on the show.
Wait, we don't do bits on the show.
You are the cream to fill my cream bar.
I hope they like each other.
Boat race.
The sun and the moon and the earth have become one, and so have we.
All right, maybe we do some bits.
Be sure you subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast, presented by Tri-County Contracting.
As clutch of a player to ever play basketball.
It's game time on Season 4 of Behind the Bucks on Bucks Plus.
This year I was like, I need to impose myself more on this team.
Explore Damian Lillard's journey to becoming a top 75 player in NBA history.
That's what really had me feeling like this is going to be great.
Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker, and H&R Benefits Consultant. Find Bucks Plus on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Goodyear, Dunlop, Kelly, Continental, General, you name it, we got it.
Plus, free flat tire repair, free tire rotations, and more.
So when you're due for tire service, schedule it at richlawns.com.
That's Rich Lawns with 2 N's.
Rich Lawns.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:06. Thousands of visitors will be flying into Green Bay for next week's NFL Draft.
Draft week means big travel, and TSA wants you packing right.
If it cannot fit in the x-ray, don't bring it, clearly.
Wisconsin Federal Security Director for the Department of Homeland Security, Mark Lenve.
Come have fun, recognize our requirements, be prepared to travel, because it will be busy.
Remember, no oversized liquids or sharp items at the checkpoint.
Please don't bring anything that looks like a sword or something like that, right? Because that's not going to be able to go through.
At Green Bay Austin's Straubel International Airport, Nizer Spencer, WTMJ News.
And announced just minutes ago, Brad Paisley will headline an NFL Draft concert series. And what night does Paisley go? Is he Thursday night?
It's after the 7th round, so it'd be on the final.
Oh, so that'd
day.
be the final night. Other performers set to perform to be a part of that concert series as well.
And we should also point out that's a free show. Free show after the 7th round. Today's an off day for the Brewers, but a busy one for Christian Yelich. The 3rd annual Christian Yelich Home Plate Charity Jam takes place tonight at Pabst Theater.
The event supports various local organizations, including those focused on military veterans, hunger, and community growth.
It's always a great night and something that, definitely looking forward to.
Milwaukee comedian Charlie Behrens will serve as the event's MC. The musical stylings of the Goo Goo Dolls headline the entertainment.
Trying to do good, but also, making it something that's fun.
Expect to see plenty of Yelich's Brewers teammates as well.
I don't take that for granted. I know it's an off day, and they could be doing literally whatever else they wanted to do with their time off.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
The event last year raised more than $300,000.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:08.
James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. JamesImaging.com.
James Imaging Systems, local support, local accountability, local business technology representatives. Listen to Matheson Manufacturing President Al Leidinger.
She still checks in to see how things are going and if we need anything, so I really do appreciate that from a customer service standpoint.
Michael Quizan, IT Systems Administrator at Great Midwest Bank, discovered the benefits of working with the local team at James.
Our cost from supplies perspective went down. We're talking about thousands in a year. So we saved a lot of money by bringing James Imaging on.
James Imaging Systems client Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra on dealing with James.
They are making sure you get the full value and life of every product that you have with them.
Local support, local accountability, local people. Get it all with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for QC Kinetics, chronic joint pain. You know what living with chronic joint pain is like? It's like trying to get comfortable on a cactus sofa. Nothing feels good, right? So forget trying to do the things you enjoy like golfing or hiking or tennis. You're just trying to get by. But there is something you can do. The medical pros at QC Kinetics right here in Milwaukee are on the case and focus on getting you the relief you need. They've already treated tens of thousands of patients around the country with regenerative treatments that can help calm the debilitating joint pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or your back. With QC Kinetics, the science is solid. They give you your life back. No surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. If you're curious if you'd be a candidate, the consultation is totally free, and they do have appointments on Saturdays. So here's the number. Call QC Kinetics at 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
Checking in with Debbie at 8:10 this morning.
Okay, we do have northbound on 43 backing up out of the Marquette all the way up to Keefe. Southbound's backed up from Hampton all the way down past Burleigh. Eastbound 794 right in the Marquette. Looks like we've got an accident off on the right shoulder, so keep that in mind. Otherwise, eastbound from about 68th Street all the way through to about 35th. It's going to be a bit slow. Westbound 35th to Mitchell Boulevard. And then we've got some slowdowns on 41 southbound from Silver Spring on and off the brakes, basically all the way to Capitol Drive. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast sponsored by Big Fish Contracting. Visit bigfishcontracting.com. See how they're renovating homes and redeeming an industry. Showers late today, high of 58 at the lake, 64 inland. Scattered showers and storms overnight, and a low of 51. Right now, Milwaukee jumping to 45.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
2 hours into a 4-hour show.
that's news to you, then question your judgment and where you get your entertainment and news, because we've been talking about it for a minute. Wisconsin's Morning News now taking you all the way up till 10 o'clock this morning and hereafter. How many, and you know who you are, listening right now, and I know it's a lot, remember when they were calling for extras, shooting Major League here in Milwaukee?
Vaughn into the windup in his first offering. Just a bit outside.
So we remember those scenes, but remember the film was about the Cleveland Indians, but much of it shot here in Milwaukee, including the big crowd scenes at County Stadium.
This guy's the out you've been waiting your whole life for.
People you know are in that crowd.
My husband was in that crowd.
Yes.
Right?
So was my wife.
So we were kids then. I remember my buddy Alex Papke, he was going for one of those crowd shots, and he's like, yeah, do you want to come? And I couldn't make it. I was heartbroken, devastated. But for that summer in the 1980s, you drive by the stadium at night, and lights were on when the team was out of town, and they were there. They're shooting a real movie in Milwaukee. And it still feels special when, from time to time, Hollywood uses Wisconsin as its backdrop. And it is happening again as filmmakers just wrapped up a shoot in Door County, the Cape Cod of the Midwest, Eric.
Well done.
It'll be the
Nice.
backdrop for a holiday film called, at least the working title, they say, is A Cherry Pie Christmas. The State Department of Tourism worked closely with the filmmakers, and we're joined this morning by Craig Trost of Travel Wisconsin. Morning, Craig.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Hey, glad you're able to talk with us about this. They're calling it A Cherry Pie Christmas. Tell us what it's about.
Yeah, I mean, walking onto any street in Door County is like walking onto a cozy romance movie anyways, with their charming towns and beautiful scenery, and it's just a perfect backdrop for a Christmas movie. It's a typical Christmas movie narrative, right? The storyline, an ambitious pastry chef returns to her small town roots in Door County, and over the holidays she has a decision to make between her career dreams and her family's struggling orchard business. And of course, our hope is that she falls in love along the way and chooses to move back to Door County, Wisconsin.
So I should point out, Craig, your guy Logan, Eric and I asked Logan if we could get you on the show, and he's like, okay, he can, but he can't really say much about the plot of the film beyond basically what you just shared. So
sure.
I don't want to ask you questions you can't answer, Craig, so just nod if we're correct. My guess is here, our protagonist, this big city gal now, might have to decide whether she wants to give all that up for the simple life once again. Dating her former boyfriend, perhaps, he's still there. See, he was the state champion football quarterback, right?
He was from Crivets, maybe?
Right. And he's now there. He's never left Fish Creek or Sevastopol or wherever. And he just can't figure out why she went chasing those big lights when everything she needs is right here in Wisconsin.
I think you two should take your show on the road and start writing some Christmas movies, because I think you've got the plot pretty well down pat.
I'm guessing we'll see goats maybe walking on roofs. There might be some ice cream had.
Do you know specifically what sort of backdrops there will be or what we'll see?
Yeah, there's a few places that they featured. I believe there was an orchard called Lautenbach's Orchard in Fish Creek that was featured in the movie. Folks that go up to Door County often might be familiar with popping into the White Gull Inn for maybe a fish boil or some good food, and that is definitely going to be in the film as well. So
I forgot, is White Gull on the lakeside? Is that like Jackson?
Yeah,
I'm thinking of the spot.
I don't remember the name of the community, but yeah, it's beautiful. It's iconic Door County. Like I said, it's a classic, Hallmark-ish, Lifetime, Netflix-style Hollywood, Christmas movie, and Door County delivered, far and wide. I mean, you let in with the call for extras, and the fact that they put out the call for extras locally and had to close it 24 hours after they opened it because there's too many responses, just tells you everything about Wisconsin. We've had a lot of luck here with Top Chef filming in Milwaukee and Madison, and then this Christmas movie coming up to Door County, and even the filmmaker said everyone throughout the state was so helpful in getting this off the ground. It's been a real pleasure to shoot in Wisconsin, and it's that Wisconsin hospitality we hope not only our visitors find, but hopefully we'll kind of start to woo folks from Hollywood to come out here and make their movies.
That's right. We got to start lobbying the state a little bit, get that legislature moving on this, make it easier to film here.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a film credit. We don't have a film office. So getting Hollywood to film in Wisconsin is a little bit like hitting a major league curveball with a toothpick, but we're doing the best we can with what we got. We were lucky to have Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation, the dairy farmers of Wisconsin, and of course, Destination Door County to help us bring this one to Wisconsin.
You were mentioning the extras. Any famous actors that we know of in this film?
I know there's a former Green Bay Packer that did some filming on set, but I don't know that I'm at liberty to divulge which one.
Could it be the mayor of Door County?
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
so I think there's gonna be some some fun moments in that movie, and I think we're really grateful that Wisconsin shined once again for these producers to come out and do their thing here. And the filmmaker is a man named John Stimpson. He's got a really great track record. He made A Very Vermont Christmas, Letters to Santa, A Cape Cod Christmas. So go home and ask all of your friends who watch Hallmark movies who he is, and they'll know those film titles for sure.
We're talking with Craig Trost from Travel Wisconsin. What else is going on here, Craig? And do we have anything upcoming or anything sort of on your radar right now that you're trying to get?
Yeah, I mean, we were really lucky in, the same folks that do Top Chef also have a whole bunch of other shows. So you'll remember the Housewives of Salt Lake City brought their vacation to Milwaukee a few months ago. We got I think 5 episodes of Bar Rescue that were shot in Wisconsin. I think 4 of them have already aired. I think 1 or 2 of them were in Milwaukee. So we continue to make pitches, but again, without a film office and without a film tax credits, it's just sort of piecemeal at this point. So we've got some irons in the fire, but I don't want to make any promises that I can't deliver on. So I'll just kind of keep those under wraps for now. But some pretty famous folks have reached out to us and told us that they've heard it was a real pleasure for the production crew for Top Chef to film here, and so I think the word is out that Wisconsin is good to work with, and so we're just hoping that we carry that Wisconsin nice relationship into future conversations, and hopefully we'll make some more splashes on on the big screen or at least on some really cool TV shows in the future here.
Absolutely. If the state legislature can help, it'll be done by 2040. It'll be awesome.
Don't put Craig in that position. He needs their help. Right?
I'm speaking on his behalf.
I have nothing but the utmost of confidence. Governor Evers put the film office and film credits in his budget, and members of the legislature have now circulated a bill. So we've got a bipartisan idea floating here, and I think it's just about the ironing out the details. Awesome. But I think that I have confidence we'll get there together, and we'll get this done for Wisconsin.
Awesome. Craig Trost from Travel Wisconsin, our guest this morning. Craig, thanks so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
So WisPolitics does have a little bit more on that. So this past Thursday, a legislative proposal from last year has reemerged and is now being circulated to all state lawmakers to seek support and co-sponsorship that would provide, according to this, it's $10 million per year for tax credit film production incentives. That's why you see so many different states oftentimes are used all the time. Georgia is used a lot. Like oftentimes it's like certain states are constantly.
And we had that for a while. That's how we got a bunch of these other things. And then it was removed. And I think it's fair for taxpayers to ask, what's my ROI?
Sure.
Right.
But you would argue that there's a lot of ROI to it if you think about it, whether or not it's economy with different local editing groups or studios or whatever, or the fact that you want to talk about, we get all excited when the RNC comes here because there's cameras here from the cable channels. Well, how about actually a movie that everyone actually watches? How is that not good for the state?
I love, too, though, our other resource besides offering cash incentives and other things is not just that we're nice, but we're easy to work with. And I think that also comes from, sure, you want to shoot another movie in L.A.? You want to shoot another movie in New York? You're just another movie they're doing there. You'll get everything we got if you have your event here or shoot your movie here.
We will treat you like kings.
Yeah, absolutely. 821, the film may be called, because they call it a working title, A Cherry Pie Christmas, set in Door County. No release date yet for the film. You'd watch that, Debbie.
I would.
It's got you all over it.
Yep.
Right?
Yep, I would. So
Did my plot line sound about right to you?
Pretty much the same as every other one.
I don't know why she'd go chasing the big lights. I got everything I need right here.
Exactly. Yep.
Family land.
Hey, and especially if it has, Wisconsin stuff, I'm definitely going to see it. So, northbound on 43. Watch for backups right now from just before Fond du Lac Avenue up to Keefe. Southbound, bit backed up from before Capitol Drive down past Burleigh. Southbound 41, just a little bit tight south of Capitol Drive. And then on eastbound 94, we got some backups from about 68th Street to Hawley. And then again, right through the Stadium interchange. Don't forget about this accident. It is off on the right shoulder, right in the Marquette interchange on eastbound. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
A Blaine's Farm and Fleet original story.
Why is everyone coming on their riding mowers and UTVs?
I figured all the neighbors could use a break from yard work, so I invited them for
a ride-on lawnmower movie?
Or, as I like to say, a movie.
We've got the value you need to do things your way. Like all pairs of Skechers, buy one, get one half price. Select 4 packs of ratcheting tie-downs, $17.99. And new colors of men's work and sport polos, $15.99. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Being original.
Vince Vitrano here for Landworks, Wisconsin. I had just had Joe out to the property, my massive estate, Eric.
Okay.
Joe from Landworks. So I'm looking for somebody to team up with on not just lawn care. There's a lot of stuff I don't like to do. Okay. I like my lawn and I'm going to keep cutting my lawn, but I don't love doing mulch or worry about the various plantings and whatnot. So I had Joe out from Landworks, Wisconsin. Right. Exactly. Let's take a look at the landscape that we have. Are there things that we want to remove and change out? Can you do some easy stuff for us? And I can leave that to you. How about fertilizer? You'll spend just as much probably buying fertilizer and laying it down yourself than you would having the professionals come out and do it. So Landworks Wisconsin, they'll do it all. And if you have more ambitious projects like a patio or just a dream, you want to build an outdoor grilling area, all of that stuff, they basically do everything. And I highly recommend them. Joe or somebody else would love to come out and take a look at your property. Landworks Wisconsin, that's landworkswisconsin.com.
Do you enjoy researching sofas before you buy?
No.
Do you compare product ratings?
No way.
Are you interested in knowing everything about your new sofa?
Absolutely not. I just want the best sofa, period.
Sounds like you want the SB261 sofa from Penny Mustard.
If it's the best sofa, then yes, that's the one.
It's our #1 bestseller.
Fine.
The SB261 sofa has a classic, exquisite look.
Great.
I've never heard anybody say a negative word about it.
I'm sold.
If the SB261 sofa was in high school, it would be voted homecoming queen and king.
I'm ready to buy.
5 stars, A+, and everyone's thumbs are up.
Stop talking and take my money.
The SB261 sofa, American made with solid wood frame, individual seat springs, unsmooshable Qualex Ultra Foam, and thousands of fabric and leather options, starting at $29.30 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
The best versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
At Big Fish Contracting, we want every home project to be a good story worth sharing. That's why we as a team aim to exceed your expectations. We can improve any aspect of your home. Everything from a complex remodel to the essential roof, gutters, siding, and windows. Integrity, humility, and kindness are why we've grown in southeastern Wisconsin for the last 2 decades. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
We didn't write the headline, the Wall Street Journal did. The days of set and forget investing just ended for many Americans. Economic uncertainty and global unrest. It's a wake-up call. Standard financial advice is to avoid making rash decisions during market turmoil. But retirement planning isn't a set it and forget it process anymore. That's where Annex Wealth Management comes in. As fee-only fiduciaries, we craft personalized plans that adapt as needed. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Head to annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex.com.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
8:26 on Wisconsin's Morning News, now going till 10 o'clock today. Coming up at about 8:40, we'll talk with Brewers General Manager Matt Arnold. Got a lot to talk about with him.
Oh, yeah.
Some of the moves that he's made already paying dividends. So Matt Arnold joins us in Brewers 360.
Quite the honor he was given this past day as well. We'll get into that with him. But first, time to honor ourselves an everyday hero. So an everyday hero is when Wisconsin's Morning News celebrates an average John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they got up one morning they'd be saving a life. Today, Vince, we head to Cleveland, Ohio. 16-year-old boy named Tyler Snowden. He was minding his own business last Friday when he heard some screaming coming from a house nearby. Heard a kid calling for help. He looked and he sees a family stuck on the roof of a house which was on fire. There's flames, there's smoke billowing from the windows. He spoke with NBC5 WLWT.
When you first saw the smoke and the house on fire, what did you think?
I don't know. I wasn't thinking. I just took the ladder and ran.
I wasn't thinking. I took the ladder. So what this kid does is he looks over, sees this happening, hears the screams, runs back to his house, grabs his dad's ladder, runs it down the street, props it up, and gets to the kids, climbs up the ladder.
I was in my house. I heard screaming. And I seen the kid on top of the roof. The house was on fire. So I took a ladder, ran over, put the ladder up, grabbed the 4 kids, and helped the mom down the ladder.
You can see it all on video, too. There's surveillance video that catches it. At one point, the mom is handing her 10-month-old, her baby, to him, to this teenager who climbs the child down safely. Everyone's all right. We do have video of it. Text the word hero to the WTMJ Talking text line, 855-616-1620. We'll send it back to you. Cleveland Fire Lieutenant Mike Norman on whether or not these kids would have survived had it not been for this teenager.
It's amazing. I mean, he saved their lives. He was heroic this morning. I give him a lot of credit. You know, just to react, to think ahead, to bring the ladder. He brought the right ladder to the scene and help that woman and her children down. I mean, he saved 3 lives today.
Yeah, it wasn't like he grabbed a step ladder. I mean, this was like a good 12 to 15-foot ladder that he carried all by himself, ran it to the house.
Looks like if you're painting the second story, right? One of those that go really high up.
An amazing act of heroism. So Snowden was asked by the ABC affiliate there. So what was he thinking? Why did he do it?
What made you decide? Were you not scared?
I was scared, but I mean, I don't know. I felt bad for the babies. I'm not going to leave them.
I'm not going to leave them there.
I'll give him some room on dropping whatever swear word he dropped there on a live news broadcast. It's always a good one.
Hey, in this case, we'll give it to you. Come on.
That's right. You get some room
lives.
there. Sure.
Yeah, I was scared. I love that, though. I'm not going to leave them. But what am I going to do? I'm going to do what everyone would do, right? Go and save these kids. Pretty amazing. Thank you, Tyler Snowden, for being an everyday hero. Sponsored by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
Hi, I'm Tony Drake from Drake & Associates. If you've saved in a 401k or IRA, you might think you're set for retirement. But here's something you need to know. Every dollar you withdraw could be taxed. And with rising government debt, future tax hikes could take an even bigger bite out of your savings. Imagine reaching retirement only to realize the IRS is taking more of your money than you expected. It's one of the biggest risks that retirees face, spending their savings without a plan for taxes. And once you're retired, it's often too late to fix it. That's why I want to help you create a tax strategy now so you can keep more of your hard-earned money. At Drake & Associates, we focus on tax-efficient retirement planning, helping you lower your lifetime tax bill and maximize your retirement income. And right now, I'm offering you a free retirement toolkit, plus a copy of my book, Get Retirement Ready, to show you how to keep more of your money working for you, not the IRS. Text TAX to 414-897-9522 to claim your free copies. Don't wait until tax rates rise. Start planning today. Text TAX to 414-897-9522. Drake & Associates, helping you keep more of what you've earned.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Siding Unlimited, named the best window installers, not just here, but in the whole USA. Get the best. Siding Unlimited, 5-time winner as America's best window installer. For windows, you call Siding Unlimited first and directly. SidingUnlimited.com.
At 8:32, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. It's Thursday, April 17th, our top story. We have new information on a body discovered in a burnt-out car in Milwaukee.
I'm Erik Bilstad. Big name, big concert, headed to Green Bay.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, northbound on 43, backing up from before Fond du Lac Avenue all the way to Keefe. Southbound slow from Capitol Drive down past Burleigh. Eastbound 94, we've got some backups coming out of the Stadium interchange, pretty much all the way to about 25th Street. Overall, the westbound side's nice and quiet. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Forecast for today, 58 degrees at the lake, your high temperature, 64 inland. We'll see increasing clouds and a bit breezy. Scattered showers possible late as well. Scattered showers and storms overnight with a low of 51. Right now we're at 45. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, body discovered in a burnt-out car this morning. Milwaukee's North Side Medical Examiner's Office confirms to WTMJ. It was called to the scene about 5 in the morning. They had news of a victim in the car, 23rd and Clark. Milwaukee police have not said whether anyone is in custody or what may have led up to that car fire.
An update to the Amber Alert story we've been following closely for several months out of Dodge County and Beaver Dam. Man charged with child enticement and abduction, now back in Wisconsin this morning.
40-year-old Gary Day was arrested earlier this month at an Omaha truck stop where he was discovered with 17-year-old Sophia Franklin of Beaver Dam. Dodge County jail records indicate Day was booked into the Dodge County jail around 5:15 Wednesday. The 40-year-old Day is suspected to be the father of Franklin's unborn child. She's currently 5 months pregnant. Sarpy County officials say lesser charges against Day there were dropped to expedite the extradition process. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
If you happen to see protesters on highway overpasses, I-43, I-94 are a couple of the targets, part of a nationwide protest criticizing the Trump administration.
We're trying to send a message that we're not going to allow our neighbors or our communities to fall through the cracks created by this administration, and we want to show them that we're ready to act.
That's Andy Gus with Grassroots Menominee Falls on WTMJ. Talking about the protests, he expects about 3,000 people will be on overpasses in the Milwaukee area.
More than 80 positions will be removed from the Fond du Lac School District because of voters not passing a district-wide referendum. Well, the Metropolitan Milwaukee Association of Commerce president Dale Koinga tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News that more needs to be done to restructure the state's model for funding schools across the entire state.
Yeah, the funding formula is just old, and there has to be a reset, especially on special education. The whole system has to be looked at. I mean, we're one of few states that does it on a reimbursement basis. Other states have gone to different models. So it's time for taking the whiteboard out and rethinking how this is all done.
40% of the referendums passed in the state were second attempts by school districts in order to gain additional money.
Country music star Brad Paisley will headline a free concert in Green Bay April 26th that will come at the conclusion of the NFL draft. Paisley telling Good Morning America he's had this on the concert bucket list for some time.
It's a big night, big stage, and the future starts with the NFL right there. And I get to bring a little bit of music to the party. It's all happening right next to Lambeau Field, and it's going to be an unforgettable night.
The concert due to take place at the Draft Theater adjacent to Lambeau Field.
Is that genuine enough for you? Does it sound like he really wants to be there?
Still was clearly prepared remarks, which is fine. That's what it just... My issue earlier, because there was a statement issued along with the thing, and it was purportedly, and you usually have this when you got high-profile people, they got people,
it was very robotic and formulaic. Comment.
And it didn't seem, not that he's not genuine, but it didn't seem like something that he would say. It just sort of reeked of corporate. But like, this is fun and exciting. It's easy.
Free concert.
So there is that.
That's pretty cool.
Weekend's entertainment will also include more than 500 drones as part of a formation that will form over the stadium.
News about your money, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Right now, the Dow is down 504 to 39,165, so that's more than 1%. NASDAQ and S&P are up. The NASDAQ is up 19 to 16,326. The S&P is up 11 to 52,87.
Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:36.
Traffic is sponsored by Wisconsin State Fair. Big groups save big at Wisconsin State Fair. Deals end April 27th.
Big groups save big at Wisconsin State Fair. Take advantage of discounted group tickets for parties of 25 or more at wistatefair.com. Hurry, deals end April 27th.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Excel Custom Decks. I'm the football guy, definitely not the outdoor home projects guy. So when it comes to things like deck building, Excel Custom Decks is the true go-to expert. Family owned and operated, Excel Custom Decks uses the finest materials and products and combines that with superior craftsmanship. If you want your outdoor area to shine this summer, contact Excel Custom Decks now. Whatever you dream up for that perfect deck, pergola, or outdoor kitchen, Rob and his family can build it. Excel Custom Decks, decking excellence by design. Visit excelcustomdecks.com today.
A whole day dedicated to us?
No, dedicated to you, the WTMJ fan.
Come celebrate WTMJ with us, your favorite WTMJ hosts, at a private tailgate at the Brewers game Saturday, May 17th.
Enjoy food, drinks, and hanging out with us. Plus tickets to the Brewers game as they take on the Twins at AmFam Field.
Get more information and secure your tickets at WTMJday.com.
Tickets will go fast, so sign up today.
We'll see you at the ballpark for WTMJ Day, Saturday, May 17th.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
Coming up on 20 minutes before 9 o'clock, and again reminding you, Eric and Vinny with you till 10 a.m. Wisconsin's Morning News expanded till that hour. Greg Pancake Hill will produce the hour as well. Eric said earlier there's been good reaction.
Yeah.
Do you want to share some of that good reaction? What do you mean good reaction? Who's been reacting positively?
We've gotten some great texts and some great emails.
Yes, that's what you meant.
Faithful listeners excited about the extra hour.
So we got a lot coming up in the 9 o'clock hour. It's a good thing we have that for you today. And actually coming up next, we have Matt Arnold, Brewers General Manager. He's going to join us on Brewers 360. While we're on Brewers, I do want to tell you again about this. This is a party that we're throwing for all of you who listen to the show and all of our shows here every day. We have a celebration. We're calling it WTMJ Day with us at a Brewers game. It's going to be a private tailgate at the game, and the game date is Saturday, May 17th. So we'll have food, drinks, hanging out with folks that you know here from WTMJ. Tickets for the game are part of the package, and Brewers taking on the Twins at American Family Field. So more information and ability to secure your tickets is up on our website, WTMJday.com. And tickets are going fast. In fact, as soon as we announced it yesterday, a couple of texts like, thanks. Somebody called Pancake and said, thanks, I'm in. Tell the guys I'm going to be there.
Awesome.
Right? So
we'll play bags.
Hope to see you out at the ballpark for WTMJ Day again, Saturday, May 17th. It's sponsored by Woodman's. We thank them for that. We'll throw this big private tailgate for you and enjoy the day. Saturday, May 17th. Tickets at WTMJday.com. Brewers General Manager Matt Arnold, our guest on Brewers 360. Next.
If the amazing regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics provided relief for former pro football player Bobby Carpenter, Imagine the potential for your aching joints.
So my knee had been bothering me for a while. I played football for a number of years. I looked at talking to some doctors when I need to potentially have surgery, and I decided hey, let's check out QC Kinetics. I go in there and they look at the knee. Hey, here's the program that we can put you through.
That treatment takes your body's own healing properties and concentrates them at the root of the pain. No surgery or downtime.
The best part was there's no recovery until one day I felt like, hey, this feels like my old self again. I feel better. It's helped me. It's helped my dad. Hopefully it will help you in the same way. My message to them is do not wait. So you can go out and play golf and do the things that you love and enjoy.
Take it from Bobby Carpenter. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Vince Vitrano here for Lifetime Door Company, and the last thing I want to do is mess up my beautiful new garage door from Lifetime. So I got some do's and don'ts from my man Rick Burr over there. Just talk to Rick. And Rick says, if you're cleaning your garage door, tempted as you may be to blast it with a pressure washer, Rick says that is not good. Says that can damage the finish and the paint. So just a good old-fashioned soap and water should do the trick. Also, do-it-yourself project this spring, replace worn weather stripping and bottom bumpers to make sure that you're still getting that tight seal on the bottom. Now, if you'd rather, Lifetime Door Company can do all that work for you. Call for service anytime or get started picking out a new door that you'll want to take care of. At Lifetime Door Company, 5% off any product or service when you tell them Vinny sent you. LifetimeDoor.net.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
Brewers GM and Senior Vice President Matt Arnold.
How soon do I start asking you about trades and stuff, Matt?
This is Brewers 360.
My phone's always on. So.
Brewers 360 is sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited and Big Fish Contracting. Online, Brewers Vice President and General Manager Matt Arnold. Morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, guys.
I want to play something for you from your manager, Pat Murphy. Couple of drops lately using the same language. So this is what he said after Quinn Priester's second start the other night, and Priester had another really nice outing. So here's your manager, Pat Murphy.
Yeah, I mean, the Ivory Tower, it does it again. You know, the Ivory Tower, you know who that is, the Ivory Tower? It's Matt Arnold and all those guys that live up in the Ivory Tower.
Oh, is it like all the GMs?
Yeah.
All the GMs. So Murphy's got his kids out there again, and he's explaining to them who sits up in the Ivory Tower, and apparently that's you.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he's always got nicknames for us or something. So no, that's something he's used on us for a while. But I think he does it good fun because I think he knows how much we're all in this together, and that's why I think he pokes fun at it because we really are all in it together, and it's fun to have. To poke fun at each other throughout the course of the season. But yeah, that was certainly nice of him to mention us, and really proud of the work that Quinn Priester did and the work that he's done since he's been here, and seems like a great kid so far, and we're thrilled to have him.
I don't know, man. I think you can lean into that and maybe, actually you've earned that title a little bit. According to The Athletic now ranking Major League Baseball front offices, and the Brewers finished third behind only the Dodgers and the Rays. So not bad.
Yeah, I had somebody send that to me. I mean, it's certainly, humbling to hear that from people, especially people in the industry. But look, those kind of things are nice to hear, but certainly not what we're about. I mean, we want to win a championship here for Milwaukee. That's first and foremost on all of our minds. And every single day. So certainly nice to hear those things from people from time to time. But yeah, I'm certainly proud to work with a great group of people here and keep winning games here. That's most important.
If you needed to lean into the Ivory Tower a little more, I mean, there is new office space going in at the ballpark over what used to be like the dew deck area. Can you have that? You should get some pillars out there. Talk to Rick, say, I want white pillars.
I'll mention it to the guys. We need a little more ivory upstairs.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, probably a little lower on our list right now.
I know there was a lot of news about those torpedo bats that the Yankees were using in that first series against the Brewers when they swept the Crew, and there was a lot of talk about how these bats are special. Looks like they've now officially made it to the Brewers clubhouse.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, I think a couple of guys are starting to use them, and it's something. Look, we're going to learn more about them as we continue to use them, and I think some of those will require use in games, use in the cage, just to get used to the feel of it, because a lot of these guys have been using the same bat for a really long time, and so anytime there's adjustment, you have to adjust to the equipment. But yeah, certainly interesting stuff and stuff we're going to dig into, because it's certainly getting some helium around the industry.
Well, Ollie Dunn told us on opening day that he literally had placed an order from that weekend. He apparently got his, and the first thing he was asked to do with his brand new bat that he was super juiced to use was lay down a bunt.
Yeah, so the first day we heard about him, I remember going downstairs and there was like a group of people surrounding our equipment manager, Jason Schauger, just trying to get in front of him and say, hey, where do I get these things? So I think a lot of guys are going to give it a shot and see how it goes.
How often do players or front offices get pitched by like contractors? Are you constantly inundated by like, hey, try these batting gloves, or hey, look at this new pine tar? Or, hey, is that like something that
you've painted a picture of, like the pharmaceutical rep visiting the doctor's office?
Yes. You have those guys in the plaid jackets show up.
Here to see Matt Arnold, and they've got a box of stuff.
We can leave these bats here for you, sir.
Oh yeah, sometimes it comes in all forms. All the time. Sometimes it's a plaid jacket. Sometimes it's some guy with no shirt on with an idea for you. You never know. And everyone's got a different idea about how to make players better. And there's technology out there, and there's equipment, and just all kinds of different trinkets that people are working on. And sometimes, honestly, a lot of guys will come in and present actually some things to the team in spring training. So it's a good time for guys to tinker and mess with some new equipment out there. But yeah, we're constantly getting inundated with different ideas out there.
How do you filter it out, Matt? What do you know? How do you know the difference between guy with no shirt on, who I assume is just talking to you in the parking lot, versus like a legit rep who has something that might help the ball club?
Usually the no shirt's a red flag.
Okay, that's one way to filter it out.
Yeah, that is one way to filter. But no, we actually have a team of guys that we'll try to run these through, and then obviously you can try to talk to the players and see how they feel about it too, because some things can work in theory, and then when you try it with a player, they just say, it doesn't feel right or whatever. So yeah, we try to have a number of different people involved when we're vetting all those types of things.
So the A's are coming to town this weekend. Do you know any folks over there? I know obviously we've talked before in the past about your growing up rooting for the A's. Do you know anyone in the organization?
Yeah, I have a number of friends over there, including an old college roommate that's now their head of their medical department. So yeah, I've a number of friends over there, and looking forward to seeing them.
Talk with Brewers General Manager Matt Arnold. Last thing for you, Matt. We've talked a lot about the quality of guys that you have. Murph talks about it a lot as well, that he just wants good people in the clubhouse. And a perfect example of that was how your guys treated the honored guest, this World War II veteran, a Pearl Harbor survivor, who was the honored guest at American Family Field for that afternoon game. And Sal Frelick among them was among the young guys who spent some time with him and took inspiration from him. And on top of all that, Sal goes yard, and he said he credited that meeting, that inspiration with that World War II vet.
Yeah, that was really neat. And again, anytime you have veterans like that, you want to treat them with the utmost respect. And this organization has always done that in a great way, and so much respect for everything that he's done. And at 105 years old, it was just neat to have somebody like that out there. And I saw he was on the broadcast, which was really cool, and seems like he's doing pretty well, and that's great. And anytime we can host, people like that, around our organization, we're always happy to do that and have a ton of respect for him and everybody that's served over the years.
Brewers and athletics tomorrow night, day off for the crew. And thanks to General Manager Matt Arnold for joining us this morning. Thank you, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
First pitch, and Dunn bunting it up the first baseline. It's a beautiful bunt. Fielded by the first baseman, Torkelson. It gets the run home. He throws to first where Ibanez is covering. And it is an RBI ground out for Oliver Dunn. And Ortiz moves to second on the play. It's 1-0 Crew.
That was it.
There's your torpedo.
That's our guy, Ollie. He is our guy. He was the most fun on opening day, don't you think?
Agreed.
Excellent.
All right, over to Debbie for a look at the drive.
All right, northbound on 43, right around the North Avenue curve is where you start to slow down all the way up to Keefe. Southbound is clear. Westbound 94, clear as well between the Marquette and the Zoo. Eastbound, just a little bit heavy heading into the Holly Road area. And then again through the Stadium interchange. Otherwise, everything else is looking good. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's Steve Scafidi. I've been on this weight loss journey for about 10 weeks now, currently in the maintenance phase. Hit my goal, 35 pounds. Reached my weight loss goal easy, fast, safely. And I'm going to continue working with a wonderful team at Milwaukee Weight Loss.
Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. Schedule your free consultation by calling 262-449-1180 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care, and they do it every day with compassion and with empathy. They've got locations throughout southeast Wisconsin. I've been to the locations. I love how they treat the people who live there. They specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. They offer early memory loss classes. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. Kindness at the core. It's Azura Living. Check them out at AzuraLiving.com. It's Azura.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
.854 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Still more than an hour to go on Wisconsin's Morning News. Greg Pancake Hill produces the program into the 10 o'clock hour. Eric and Vinny with you till that time. I am torn on this story. Like, I don't know that whether
I know you are.
Don't know if I'm fascinated or tired of it.
You're talking about the boat?
Yes, I'm talking about the boat.
Yes. The boat that's beached right now and has been for several months.
The boat is called the Deep Thought. Somehow ended up washed ashore in Milwaukee. There's a story behind it. The boat owners got into some trouble trying to bring it in. So it wasn't just abandoned like on purpose, but it has since been abandoned. Right. It's washed up on shore. It's mostly still there. The update, I guess, is the roof is gone.
Yeah, it's in 2 pieces now.
But it's sitting there, and it's been months and months and months.
It's been graffitied and tagged multiple times.
So now it's an eyesore. And nobody really seems to know whose job it is or whose responsibility it is to get it out of there.
Well, right. And how much that could cost. I mean, think I heard somewhere that it could cost like 6 figures to remove that thing. Now it sounds like
I don't understand. What's the problem? Can't you drive like a truck up on there and hook a chain up to it and go?
You ever launched a boat before?
I have.
I mean,
I've been a part of it.
I mean, it's you can't just.
I've been getting yelled at by my late father-in-law. Vitrano, no, Vitrano.
You know the hardest
Sorry,
part?
Larry.
Hardest part about launching a boat is backing up the trailer.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I've embarrassed myself multiple times trying to do that. Anyway, I think that's part of the issue. Is you go on land or by sea to remove it. First of all, also who's paying for it? Channel 12 is reporting that it's going to get removed next week.
By whom?
Well, it's a good question.
And your question is really interesting to me. Now, this is more of a city thing than it is a county thing. And I guess there's some debate between the city and the county. I mean, it's technically within the city limits. However, it's in a county park, right? The counties patrol the parkways and have jurisdiction there. So who has to pay for it? I think that's kind of delicious when we talk about one of the things that the city is dealing with, all this illegal dumping that's going on,
the tires
and how
and stuff.
ordinances work is if somebody dumps a bunch of garbage on your thing, you have to pay to remove it.
Yeah.
And the city's like, well, there's nothing we can do about that. Well, okay, somebody dumped a boat on your beach. You got to pay to remove it. Too bad. How do you like it?
And it seemed like it was just a matter of circumstance where it took so long to figure out what to do that all of a sudden winter came and you couldn't do it during the winter months, obviously.
You don't know somebody with a dually that can just attach a chain to that and who would be more than happy to give it a run?
Pretty sure there's been at least one attempt.
I mean, I know it's sand and a beach, and I'm getting 1,000 texts telling me what an idiot I am for even suggesting it.
You want to drag it up the beach.
Yeah.
You know how hard that would be to do?
Apparently I don't.
You almost wonder if the best way to do it is just to get some, like, salvage guys and just cut it into pieces and then remove it that way. Do the roof, because the roof is off already, and then... I mean, it's starting to deteriorate. Mike DeCisti from JS, he's been on it. He went on there with a GoPro and showed like how it's been weathered and becoming dangerous. And that's one of the issues now is that so many people have been on it. It's becoming like a place to visit. So many people have tagged it that they're worried that like someone is going to get hurt and then
messing around on there.
And then what really was expensive before is going to become even more expensive.
And that person wouldn't even know who to sue. Right. But it'd be somebody. 8:58 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
The fight between Harley-Davidson and one of its biggest investors is heating up. The investor, a hedge fund called H Partners, is looking to oust CEO Jochen Zeitz as well as 2 board members. While artificial intelligence will change how many jobs are done, human employees will always be needed. That was the message from the Northwestern Mutual Data Science Institute's annual symposium, which said successful companies are focused on upskilling employees to use AI. Spirit Airlines is adding another nonstop flight from Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport. The new flight to Detroit will begin June 13th and operate on Mondays and Fridays, with fares starting as low as $37 each way. I'm Timothy Gibbons for MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
Miss any part of the show? Get the Wisconsin's Morning News podcast sent directly to you. Text Vince to the WTMJ Talk and Text line.
James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. JamesImaging.com.
Great Midwest Bank has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, a 100% locally owned and managed business technology company. The bank's IT systems administrator, Michael Quizon, comments on the value of local.
We call on them at any point, they're there. We ask them any questions that we have, they're there.
James Imaging Systems, local business technology solutions, local support, local accountability. Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales for the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra.
If an issue does arise, they're very prompt, polite, and professional. It makes me feel empowered because I find it very easy to resolve something.
James Imaging Systems client, Al Leidinger, President of Matheson Manufacturing, summarized the benefit of local.
James Imaging has been a really good partner with us from the beginning.
Go with local. Go with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala, nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi, this is Bob Prosser, owner of Ish Nala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ishnala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars, each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake, or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ishnala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ishnala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ishnala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at accunet.com.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
A couple minutes after 9, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Thursday, April 17th, our top story, a deadly car fire in Milwaukee.
I'm Erik Bilstad, an Amber Alert suspect back in Wisconsin.
Storm Team forecast for today. Showers possible late. Will be scattered in variety with a high of 58 at the lake, 64 inland. Those scattered showers and maybe some storms mixed in tonight, low down to 51. Right now, Milwaukee at 47. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, authorities found a body in a burnt-out car this morning. Milwaukee's north side. Medical examiner's office confirmed to WTMJ they were called out to the scene about 5 this morning regarding the victim in the car, 23rd and Clark. Milwaukee police, not giving any information, have not said whether anyone is in custody nor what led up to that fire.
An update to the Amber Alert story out of Beaver Dam that we've been following for several months here on WTMJ. The man now charged with child enticement and abduction is back in Wisconsin this morning.
40-year-old Gary Day was arrested earlier this month at an Omaha truck stop where he was discovered with 17-year-old Sophia Franklin of Beaver Dam. Dodge County Jail records indicate Day was booked into the Dodge County Jail around 5:15 Wednesday. The 40-year-old Day is suspected to be the father of Franklin's unborn child. She's currently 5 months pregnant. Sarpy County officials say lesser charges against Day there were dropped to expedite the extradition process. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
A U.S. federal judge has held the Trump administration in contempt for not being able to provide more information as to how migrants were sent to an El Salvador prison, despite a federal order preventing that move. Immigration attorney Michelle Sanz Rodriguez telling Wisconsin's Afternoon News how the administration is testing the limits of power involving federal courts.
So the next move really is going to be on the courts to see how far they will tolerate the executive's ability to ignore that order.
Sanz Rodriguez says her clients are often scared to leave their homes. The administration is targeting more migrants across the country.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Special Envoy Steve Witkoff are in Paris today for talks with their French counterparts as they continue to try to negotiate an end to the war in Ukraine.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio and White House envoy Steve Witkoff meeting with French President Emmanuel Macron this morning amid concerns Europe is being sidelined from talks to end the war in Ukraine. Russia this morning welcoming the meeting, saying it will be a chance for the U.S. to update Europe on Witkoff's long conversation with the Russian president last week and blaming the Europeans for continuing the war. Ukrainian President Zelensky, meanwhile, is urging his allies to, quote, put pressure on killers. Inez de la Cuetara, ABC News, Paris.
Key hearing set for today in the Menendez brothers' attempts to get out of prison for the 1989 shotgun murders of their parents in their Beverly Hills home.
Today's hearing was supposed to have happened back in December and got repeatedly delayed. Today, the Menendez brothers will appear remotely to make their argument that they have been rehabilitated in prison over 35 years and that under California's resentencing laws, they should go free. The DA who took over in December argues they remain a threat to society and have told lies over many years. A judge could decide to keep them locked up or to free them either immediately or pause it, waiting on likely appeals. Today's hearing is expected to go through tomorrow and maybe into next week. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Breaking news regarding the NFL draft, which is next week in Green Bay. Country music star Brad Paisley will headline a free concert in Green Bay, right outside Lambeau Field, on the final day of the draft on the 26th. Paisley telling ABC's Good Morning America today that he's had this concert on his bucket list for a long time.
It's a big night, big stage, and the future starts with the NFL right there. And I get to bring a little bit of music to the party.
It's all happening right next to Lambeau Field, and it's going to be an unforgettable night.
It is a free show. That concert takes place at the Draft Theater. It's right next to Lambeau Field.
With a focus on the economy, got some new numbers I want to bring you this morning. The job market continues to defy economists' expectations. ABC's Jim Ryan reporting first-time claims for unemployment benefits fell last week.
215,000 applications for state jobless benefits were submitted last week, 9,000 fewer than the week before. The less volatile 4-week moving average likewise has dropped back. The Labor Department found the highest unemployment rates in New Jersey, Rhode Island, and California.
Now, time for news about your money. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. How investors are reacting to that news might be why the S&P 500 is up, only about 26 points, but it's at 5301. The NASDAQ up just jumped to 48 points, so that's at 16,355. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is down nearly 1% at 39,278. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Sports, traffic, and weather next. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time, 9:07.
Woo! Hey, this is Ben Brust from Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin. People can't stop screaming about the Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza, and no wonder. There's plenty to scream about, like the buttery stone-fired crust, secret recipe tomato sauce, mounds of whole milk mozzarella, and tons of premium toppings. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer and find out for yourself why Sport called Screamin' Sicilian's Holy Pepperoni Frozen Pizza the best of the best. Screamin' Sicilian, taste what all the screamin' is about.
Hey, we're giving away Brit Floyd tickets. Tune into Wisconsin's Midday News this week for your chance to win tickets to the June 1st show.
The iconic Brit Floyd returns to the Riverside Theater. Celebrate 50 years of Wish You Were Here with the album played in full.
Plus other classic Floyd tracks, amongst the stunning production Brit Floyd always brings.
Friday, May 31st and Saturday, June 1st at the Riverside Theater.
Filet mignon isn't as cheap as chopped steak. But while they last, you can buy high-end Beautyrest Black and Sealy Posturepedic mattresses for nowhere near high-end prices. Hassellus Mattress is clearing out a handful of premium floor models, like a Beautyrest Black LX Hybrid was $3,599, but now it's just $971. Only a few remain, and they will sell out. Find an employee-free showroom near you at hassellus.com.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for Tri-County Contracting. We talk all the time about Tri-County Contracting, the place to go for roofs and siding, but don't forget, Tri-County Contracting also does windows. Need a new front entry door? Tri-County Contracting. Or maybe a patio door that's always jammed. Get your free estimates today. They've been helping homeowners like you for 46 years. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and windows. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update for the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Brewers off today, coming off a 5-1 win and a series win over the Detroit Tigers. Trendy torpedo bats have made their way to the crew. General Manager Matt Arnold telling Wisconsin's Morning News that the bat buzz within the team started shortly after the start of the season.
There was like a group of people surrounding our equipment manager, Jason Schauger, just trying to get in front of him and say, hey, where do I get these things? I think a lot of guys are going to give it a shot and see how it goes.
Brewers welcome the Athletics to American Family Field for a 3-game series starting tomorrow night.
WTMJ time, saver traffic. Checking the roads right now. 94 eastbound, Highway 16 through the zoo and into downtown. You should be good all the way in there, so no problem really, so that's nice. 4145 southbound, Highway Q to the zoo, delay free. 43 southbound, no problem, Brown Deer Road into downtown. You might see some brake lights heading north, but you should get through it in that same stretch there. Finally, 94 northbound, Layton into downtown on time. That's a 7-minute trip.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast, increasing clouds, breezy with some scattered showers late today. High 58 at the lake, 64 inland. Those scattered showers, maybe some storms mixed in there, continue overnight. And a low of 51. For Friday, partly cloudy, windy, warm. How warm we get will help determine the strength of the scattered thunderstorms that are also expected on Friday, high 74. Saturday, partly cloudy, filtered sunshine, high 53. Mostly cloudy on Sunday with a chance of rain in the afternoon. High 49 at the lake, 53 inland. And looking ahead to Monday, already rain early, then mostly cloudy with a high of 53. Right now, Milwaukee at 45.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
11 minutes after 9 o'clock on Wisconsin's Morning News. Now taking you up to the top of the hour, 10 a.m. Then we'll yield to Scafidi and Bry.
It's going to be a fight, it appears, and would appear, for Harley Davidson. We told you about this a couple of weeks ago, right? The announcement that the CEO, Joachim Seitz, was going to be retiring.
Came out of left field. I mean, Harley's
bit.
had its struggles, but like the idea that Seitz was going to step aside in any time soon, that was not necessarily
not
forecasted.
At the age
right,
yet, where you would assume it would come automatically kind of thing. Then we learned that there was a board member who was calling for his resignation before he resigned, saying that this is catastrophic what Seitz has done to Harley. Now we're learning that that board member who has resigned is part of an investment firm that's now going to start a proxy fight in order to get its hands on Harley and to throw a couple of people out, including forcing the immediate termination of the CEO.
They don't want to wait for him to resign. This group, they want him out, and they want to start moving on, and they want somebody that is more in line with their vision for the company. You probably understand these sort of battles better than me, but what we're looking at here is some folks who are on the board of directors trying to that have a minority interest in the company, right? So these are folks who are invested in the company.
They got 9%.
Yeah, but they're trying to bring people around to their line of thinking, put more of their types of people on the board so that they can then, with that, affect some of this change.
The Milwaukee Business Journal is reporting that dealerships across the country, owners, all in on this. Listen to this. I just hope H Partners, that's the investment firm, I just hope H Partners is successful, because if not, this company will be the next Studebaker, says one dealership owner to the Milwaukee Business Journal. Harley dealers are clamoring for new top-level executives who understand the company's history and brand, as well as Harley's special relationship with dealers and riders. And I know some folks on the inside there at Harley, and I've heard the same thing from them too, that there isn't a belief in the current leadership and the structure there. They're never around. There's the whole idea of everyone working from home. One of the dealers made it,
including the CEO.
Yeah, never. I mean, he's either in South Africa somewhere or he's in New Mexico. Has a place here somewhere, but isn't spending a lot of time in Milwaukee. Closing the corporate headquarters was terrible, one dealership owner says to the Business Journal. We call and talk to the company workers, and we hear babies or dogs in the background. And you wonder, like, at first you're like, okay, well, a lot of people work from home. But clearly there is, whether it's perception or reality, that no one's home when it comes to what's happening at Harley.
I think, that stood out to me as well. And I think what's interesting about it is, that's a group, these Harley Davidson dealers, who are probably sitting there going, I'm at work. My work is here in front of me. It's not like Silicon Valley where you've got a coder who's working from their office at home or some of those
and those
things.
are the
it's
salt
a different
of the
kind
earth
of
guys,
thing.
the motorcycle riders.
Yes. And you talk about a company that oozes culture among their loyal followers, among riders at all of their events. It's all about culture. It's all about culture. It's all about culture, whose company culture has not been right for quite some time. And that is fascinating to me.
Hey, coming up, we have an update on a story that I know you've been very interested in, you specifically.
I am and I'm not at the same time. Is this the boat we have?
Yes,
okay,
we got an update on the
for?
boat. We have someone on the line. So let's do this. How about we do the break quick? We'll get our break in, and that way we can get you an update on the boat. Wisconsin's Morning News will be back in 2 minutes.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers, believe it. Uline is the hardworking, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Spring is upon us. I know a lot of folks trying to get outside and do all the things that we love doing. Maybe it's softball, tennis. You just want to go for a hike. Maybe one of your kids is playing a spring sport. I want you to keep Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin top of mind. Multiple locations now available in the Waukesha and Milwaukee area. So let OAW's award-winning doctors and therapists be the ones who are taking care of you. And Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin just opened a brand new clinic offering physical and occupational therapy in Washington County. They're in Germantown now on County Line Road. Let me give you the number for that office. That's 262-737-8706, 262-737-8706. You can make an appointment now or for any visit. Get started at orthowisconsin.com.
Burkhardt Sporting Goods in New Berlin is the baseball lover's destination with a massive state-of-the-art indoor training facility featuring hit tracks with precision analytics, a huge open turf area, and all the best training equipment you need. So get in here and get ready to get better. And we'll help you with this special offer. Buy 20 batting cage credits for $30. That's 25% off. This is Brian Burkhardt, and if you love baseball and softball like we do, you can't beat Burkhardt. 153rd and National. If you plan on draining buzzer beaters, the place to start is Burkhardt, where you'll find a great selection of residential basketball hoops from the best brand, Gorilla. We'll handle the installation and take care of everything to make it easy from start to finish. And right now when you buy from Burkhardt, standard hoop installation is half price. You can't beat that. This is Brian Burkhardt, and when you love basketball like we do, you can't beat Burkhardt. New Berlin and Fox Point.
.17 on Wisconsin's Morning News, making up the show as we go along because we want to get this in for you this morning. Somebody who actually knows what I hope he knows what we're going to do about this.
What to do with the boat that's been beached at Bradford there, since late last fall? I mean, it's
Sounds
been there
right.
for at least 6 months. It's called Deep Thought. It's been tagged. It's now in 2 pieces. You could argue it's dangerous as this eyesore continues to sit on the beach. Joining us now, County Supervisor Sheldon Wasserman on Wisconsin's Morning News. Hello, sir.
Hello, and thanks for having me on.
Do we have an update on whether or not this boat will be removed anytime soon?
It has to be removed, and we're trying to get it moved as soon as possible. We're going through legal channels right now, and we're waiting for Corporation Counsel for Milwaukee County to rule who's responsible for the removal. And we know, and it really all boils down to dollars. I mean, who's going to be paying for it? That's our biggest concern right now, because we don't want to do something, and all of a sudden we're stuck with a bill. And if somebody else could do it for us, that's what we want to do as a county.
County Board Supervisor Sheldon Wasserman with us live this morning. District 3, that's your district. Can you possibly, Supervisor, just get it removed and figure out the rest later, right? Like if the county were to front it and find a way to get it removed, could you possibly even litigate it out and find a responsible party after the fact?
Though.
Yeah. See, that sounds very logical, but our lawyers are telling us not to do it that way. Our lawyers are saying the best route to go is create a legal determination who's responsible, and at that point we proceed in its removal. Is it really the state of Wisconsin through DNR? Should they do it first, or should the county do it? We all know that the individuals who own this boat should be paying for it, but they have no money, and they've abandoned this entire process. They don't want to respond, but we have to go through legal channels. This is what our lawyers are telling us. My thoughts are, let's get a crew there, let's get it out ASAP, but our lawyers are saying don't do it that way. It's not the best legal way to take care of it for later reimbursement. So I'm not a lawyer, but
that's why you have lawyers,
what
right?
our legal team.
So
exactly.
In hindsight, I guess, has something like this ever happened before? I mean, would it, obviously, hindsight's 2020, but would there have been a way to avoid having that thing sit there through the winter? And it just seemed like something that if it's there for a week, at that point, something would have been done to remove it, but it just kind of never happened.
Exactly. We tried. The boat's been there since October of last year, and they tried a salvage team, and they spent, I think it was like almost $20,000 to remove it. They actually hooked up a big rope to it, and that snapped, and it's embedded in like 3.5 feet of sand. So we were waiting for the salvagers were waiting to try it in the spring, and then now they say they're going to be out there next week to try to do it, and they think they're going to be able to recoup the money. It's become a complete mess, and the bottom line is, what are we going to do when somebody falls from the boat, hurts themselves, or people who do not know how to swim try to go out there and then they drown? And I don't mean to bring up worst case scenarios, but when you have a crash, along the side of the road, people start slowing down, they're checking it out, and this is a real hazard. But the lawyers are telling us to wait, and we're trying to follow. We just don't. If this costs up to $100,000, we do not want the Milwaukee County taxpayers to be on the hook for $100,000 in costs when somebody else might be responsible, like namely the DNR or possibly the Coast Guard. And at the end of the day, maybe this couple.
Supervisor Sheldon Wasserman joining us on Wisconsin's Morning News. We're talking about the boat that's been beached on the beach there on the lakefront since October. It's all tagged now. Actually looks kind of unique in a lot of ways. Hear me out, though. So what about this? Is there a way? I mean, everyone talks about go to Milwaukee. Oh, let's take a picture by the Fonz. Oh, there's the Calatrava.
You're not.
Is there a way to somehow surround it, protect it, and make it a destination? Because it's been on T-shirts, Supervisor.
It's trash.
But is that even been discussed? An idea to somehow make it one of our own?
You know what? Milwaukee County is hurting for money, and we try to do anything. We try almost anything we can do to raise money and lower taxes for Milwaukee County residents. The problem is the location of this boat. It does not make it easy. It's not easy to make it a tourist attraction. The rocks there are all irregular. We don't have like an easy access. People have to be really in good shape to walk the rocks to get to the beach, to get to the boat. So right now, I don't have a plan for that. I don't think anyone has that type of plan.
Just got this on the text line.
It sounds a good idea.
I don't know.
On the text line, they just asked if I'm smoking something.
No, Supervisor, you've been in that district a long time, and you represented that district in Madison as well. You hear from all kinds of folks. It would not shock me if that suggestion has not been made to you in some way, shape, or form.
I've heard it many times, and actually they're saying, why doesn't Visit Milwaukee take this up as a new tourist attraction? I mean, it's just, the biggest kick, if you can say that, is when I saw, I was driving down there, and we looked at Google Maps, and all of a sudden it says SS Minnow. I'm like, where's the SS Minnow? And all of a sudden, there's the boat. I mean, from Gilligan's Island is now, to make it to Google's map, this is becoming an international type of tourist attraction. It's become over the top. And,
hang on, I'm starting to come around now. I thought this was absurd 2.5 minutes ago. I'm starting to come around now.
It's amazing how many people are coming down there. We have people there. It's almost going 24 hours a day. People are coming down, looking at it. They look at it at night. They're watching in the morning. The runners are stopping. You have older people. You have younger people. Everyone's looking at it. They want to go out there. It's drawing people that who usually don't talk, or it's drawing neighbors to start talking about this as some kind of unique object. But at the end of the day, it's not safe. And if we had a really bad storm, that thing is going to be tossed around. The boat's going to be destroyed. And then we litter the beaches with glass and metal and wood and fiberglass. At the end of the day, it should not be there.
So
and we're just trying to figure out over here.
So next week it'll be removed. And I'm sorry, Supervisor, did you say, would it be like taken apart? Would it be like cut up and removed? Is that how they would intend to get it out of there?
At this point, we are looking at any way possible, any means possible, and the salvagers are talking about potentially cutting it apart and then taking the top off and going all the way down to the sand and then digging the boat that's stuck underneath the sand, taking that out. But that's one route. And the problem also is the Milwaukee County Parks Department has never had a situation where they're not in charge of boat removal or boat destruction. This is not part of Parks Department. They don't have any familiarity. So, we're relying on the salvager to potentially do it next week, but we need this legal ruling because we don't want to be on the hook for this thing.
Gotcha.
It's got to the point where we just don't have the money. And I have, I'm chair of the Parks Committee, and I have people for basketball courts. I have pickleball people. I got people who want their grass cut in the parks. We don't have $100,000 to take care of a boat. So that's a big issue.
Third District County Supervisor Sheldon Wasserman live with us this morning.
Thank you, sir.
Learned a lot of new stuff. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
People showed up in Chicago where a rat piece was stuck in the cement.
Rat hole.
Hole.
On a piece of concrete.
They made money off that, didn't they? When they were going to save that and put it someplace.
I came fully around. Now, not only am I hyper interested in this story, but I like your idea. It's got to be a way to make a buck. 9:27 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Bottom of the hour update from ABC just ahead.
I'm Sandy Mex with the Monday Makeover at Merle Norman and MN Salon at Brookfield Square.
Hello again. Introduce yourself to everyone.
I'm Maura. Nice to see you again.
Protecting your skin isn't just a beauty thing. Protecting your skin literally can save your life.
Absolutely. The sun is the number one cause of skin cancer in the United States, and it affects everybody, women, men, children, all nationalities. So it's really important to protect your skin.
Especially your face, where that skin is sensitive and delicate.
The best way to protect your skin is just to avoid long-term exposure, which is super unrealistic for a lot of lifestyles.
At least wear a hat.
Absolutely. The SPF that you see on labels means the amount of time that it protects you from the sun. So a lot of times the moisturizers have an SPF built into them, or just a sunscreen that's made for your face and body. There is absolutely no reason you shouldn't be able to go out and enjoy the sun and enjoy the summer. Just make sure that you're protecting your skin.
Thanks for joining the Monday Makeover, Maura. Call Merle Norman or book online at mnsalonbrookfield.com.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your team and focus on your future. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Listen up, Gen Xers. Elizabeth Banks here. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the way. We've done this before. Music videos, fanny packs, even the World Wide Web. So let's do it again and get vaccinated. We're at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults under 50. Gen X, this is our shot. Visit vaxassist.com to schedule. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin, the best in the area. They're going to take care of you big time. You want to play pickleball. You want to golf. You want to play with your grandkids in the front yard and do it with no pain. Go to the place that has the highest patient satisfaction ratings and the top doctors in the area. It's Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin. I've met the docs. I've walked through the hospital. It's absolutely incredible. They're going to take great care of you from beginning to end. Go to OHOW.com, hit the request an appointment button. OHOW.com, request an appointment.
So close you can smell the rubber on their shoes. Okay, maybe not that close. but as close as you can get. Bucks Insiders on Wisconsin's Midday News with Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty.
Here's a pass inside to Giannis. Giannis guides it through as he took the feed from Lillard, his second assist to Giannis.
It's Bucks Insiders every Thursday at 12:35. Sponsored by Best Electric and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. The Dow is down more than 500 points in its first hour of trading as President Trump's long-simmering feud with Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell has escalated. President on social media said this morning Powell's termination cannot come fast enough. It's one day after Powell said that tariffs will have an adverse impact on the economy.
Tariffs are highly likely to generate at least a temporary rise in inflation. The inflationary effects could also be more persistent.
President Trump says the Fed should be cutting interest rates. The European Central Bank made that move today. The president today meets with Italy's prime minister to talk trade. The Trump administration is vowing to keep Kilmar Abrego Garcia out of the U.S. He is the Maryland man mistakenly deported to El Salvador. The White House now offering evidence it says shows Abrego Garcia was a gang member. And Eli Lilly says its investigative weight loss pill saw users in trials shed up to 16 pounds. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 9:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, body discovered in a burnt-out car on Milwaukee's north side. Medical examiner's office confirmed to WTMJ. They were called out to the scene, 23rd and Clark, about 5 o'clock this morning. At this point, a lot of questions, not clear whether the person who died as a result of the car fire or perhaps something else. Milwaukee police not releasing any information, including whether anyone is in custody.
New details about the Amber Alert suspect who took a young girl from Beaver Dam. That man, charged with child enticement and abduction, is back in Wisconsin this morning. Gary Day was arrested earlier this month in Omaha at a truck stop. He was with now 17-year-old Sophia Franklin. He is believed to be the father of Franklin's unborn child, was taken into custody in Dodge County on Wednesday afternoon.
Controversial pipeline project now on the fast track through northern Wisconsin and Michigan. U.S. Army Corps of Engineers classified the Enbridge Line 5 tunnel as an emergency project under the Trump administration directive. Means it will likely pass a thorough environmental review.
News about your money, the WTMJ NX Wealth Management market update. Everything in the red at the moment, and the Dow down more than 1.5%. It's down 619 to 39,050. The Nasdaq is down 95 to 16,212. The S&P is down 10 to 5265.
Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 9:33. Coming up, he won't be on the ball field, but he'll be the center of attention tonight.
Welcome to our Everyday Health feature, sponsored by the Freighter to the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Cancer treatment is complex and constantly evolving. Clinical trials provide more treatment options and opportunities to help fuel cancer treatment discovery. Here to tell us more is Dr. Samim Abedin, a medical oncologist. Why should people consider a clinical trial as part of treatment?
Trial should be considered because it may be the best possible treatment for you. Trials are occurring, see if there are safer ways to do treatments or if there are combinations that may be more effective than what currently exists. There may be scenarios where actually a patient has exhausted all standard treatment options. There are no treatments that remain that can treat the disease, so a trial may be appropriate in that situation. Lastly, a clinical trial is the only way that we have to test new treatments and to advance the field, find treatments that may be better in the future for patients overall. So participating in a trial helps contribute to better treatments for people in the future.
What if someone enrolls in a trial but then changes their mind about participating?
So clinical trial participation is completely optional and is completely in the control of the patient. If at any point upon signing a consent prior to receiving a treatment or after a treatment is received, there is a reason why a patient does not want to participate in a trial, they can withdraw at any time from the study.
Who pays the cost of the trial?
Most costs of a trial are paid by the trial sponsor, so the drug company supporting the study. There may be costs that are covered on your end by insurance, but the trial typically covers new drugs that are being investigated, any optional procedures that are done, and these are details to understand before enrolling into a trial as well.
Why choose the Freighter to the Medical College of Wisconsin Cancer Network for treatment?
Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin gives an opportunity to discuss your disease with disease-specific experts who are up to date on the most advanced treatments available. helpful.
Dr. Abedin, thank you for being with us today. To find a doctor who's right for you, visit froedtert.com/cancer.
See some scattered showers late today. High 58 at the lake, 64 inland. Right now, getting a little bit warmer, about 45 in Milwaukee. Brewers are off today. We're coming off that 5-1 win over the Tigers. And I got a cool story about a very special guest at American Family Field Wednesday afternoon. The biggest star, the biggest legend in the joint, was not wearing a baseball uniform. That in a moment. First, this.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Christian Yelich using the off day to do some good, hosting his now annual home plate charity concert at the Pabst Theater.
Trying to do good, but also, making it something that's fun. I didn't want to do a dinner. I didn't want to do something where everyone's sat down for a long time and it's like speech after speech after speech. I wanted it to do good. I wanted it to be successful and obviously raise the funds in order to help out, but make it something that people enjoyed going to. They had a lot of fun.
What you heard there, and Eric, you and I both go to a number of events, right? The black tie gala, the ball, the dance and celebration, the whatever. And what I'm hearing there in Yelich is like, yeah, I don't want to do that, actually. And I want to plan something that I would really enjoy being at.
That here is an MVP move right there. Well done, Yelly.
Goo Goo Dolls is the headliner, and a comedy set from Wisconsin comic Charlie Barron's all part of the event, where proceeds will benefit Brewers Community Foundation, Visit Milwaukee, and Live Like Lou Foundation, which is an organization that helps families impacted by ALS. The event's sold out, so that's bad news if you wanted it to go, but good news for the aforementioned charities.
Yeah.
Really cool story here for the ballpark Wednesday afternoon. And again, Brewers won the game and the series against the Tigers.
Here's the 0-1. It's a fly ball, right center field. Back on it is Malloy at the track wall, gone! Sal Frelick gets into one to right center. His first home run of the season. And the Brewers lead it 5-1. They get that run right back.
And that was your final. Brewers 5-1 over Detroit. That Frelick home run was powered by a very special moment that he had shared with the day's honored guest.
Air Force veteran Edward McClavick was honored by the Brewers on Wednesday before their game as the second oldest living Pearl Harbor survivor.
There's very few superheroes in the world, and he's one of them, so to be able to go and spend time with him before the game, was able to shake his hand.
Sal Frelick shared his appreciation and a thank you for his first homer of the year.
I credited him with the home run as soon as I came back in the dugout. I shook his hand. That guy's a legend. He's from the greatest generation ever, so super, super awesome to be in presence of such a legend.
From American Family Field, I'm Dominic Catronio.
God, that's awesome. Makes you appreciate Frelick even more.
Yeah, and a number of those young guys. And Brewers manager Pat Murphy has talked with us about that, how he likes the quality of people that he has in his clubhouse and how that's important. And I guess if you're asking guys who, look, we're not the Dodgers, we're not the Yankees, we're not the Mets, we know that, okay? You can whine about that, or you can say, like, there's another path here. Get really good people who are going to grind and scratch and claw. What's Murphy's thing? Undaunted. Right? Mm-hmm. Got to have a certain kind of person in your clubhouse for that, and it sounds like we're full of them. And for Frelick to have that perspective, that awareness about him, to realize who the big hero was in the house that day, I love that he's outside of himself for that. And then on top of it, to get the payoff. And and here's a home run for you, sir. How you like them apples?
Awesome.
Brewers and Athletics tomorrow night at American Family Field. About 20 to 10 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
The angels asked the women at the tomb, "Why do you look for the living one among the dead?" This is Archbishop Jeffrey Grubb. The women thought they would find Jesus there. We often look for things in the wrong places. During this Jubilee year, the Holy Father has asked us to be signs of hope for others. Many of our young people seek to find meaning in their lives and may be in need of signs of hope. We need to reach out to them, invite them back to the faith, and show them the hope and love they can find in Jesus. Please join us at Mass.
Meet Alan, who was diagnosed with sleep apnea.
I was what they call a mouth breather, and I would breathe at night with my mouth open.
And for about 8 years, Alan struggled with a CPAP machine. And then
I saw the Advent commercial, and I thought, well, what do you got to lose? This machine is miserable.
For most people, CPAP machines are miserable, but a simple breathing triangle solution from Advent can be life-changing.
And it really was, to me, it was amazing because I don't think I ever breathed that clear.
This is Dr. Buthan Kandula. After having one of Advent's simple breathing triangle procedures, people are amazed at how freely and clearly they can breathe.
I'm happy with the procedure. I'm very glad I did it. I wish I would have done it 20 years ago. I could have avoided that machine I had to have laying next to the bed with the hose wrapped around my head.
Schedule your appointment at AdventKnows.com because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Have more wet weather on the way, and with this wet spring, bugs are looking for a dry place to stay for a while, and your house looks pretty good to them. Vince Vitrano here for the Bug Man and Queen Bee, your best local pest defense, and Adam is the Bug Man over there, and he and I were exchanging notes the other day. He said the recent rains are pushing ants, pill bugs, earwigs, and more toward your home, and they're looking for a dry place, and they want to shack up with you this spring. Time to get the Bug Man out for the General Crawling Insect Service. 6-month guarantee if they treat inside and out, and they're booking up already. They just sent out a reminder to all of their loyal customers. We'd love to add you to that list. Local, family, veteran-owned and operated, 20% off your first service when you tell them Vinny sent you. The best in local pest defense, Bugman, queenbee.com. 9:41 of Wisconsin's Morning News, now taking you up until 10 o'clock this morning, joined in studio by host of What's on Tap here on WTMJ, Sandy Max.
Good morning.
You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, but just moments earlier before we were on the air, we got Kelly Ripa's show on, and what's your problem with Kelly?
No, here's the deal. Kelly Ripa and her husband, Mark Consuelos, they're not real people.
They're
but
not
they're not
real
real. But it's like they live this different, exceptional life. They both have a bunch of time to work out and be tight and be fit. And they get to be on TV every day.
That's
they
why
get
they're
driven
on
to work.
TV.
But so they're on the balance beam with this Olympic gymnast. Now, if you put me up there, it will show you how difficult it is to be a gymnast. You put Kelly and Mark Rip up there, and it's just not the same thing. Yeah, look, I might be losing balance. So that's my beef. It's like it's not the action. You're not showing how difficult it is to be a gymnast. You're just kind of showing off.
Kelly looks like she might have had some gymnast in her from like her childhood days.
Well,
right?
she's a wisp of a woman.
A lot of young girls do that. My daughter did gymnastics for a minute.
She looks like ballet here. She's doing an arabesque.
Okay. This is all very compelling.
Well, that's
my
why,
fault.
that's
It was
why
my
it's like,
fault.
that's your
I brought
fault.
it up.
Yeah, no, I don't have any. I'm not mad at
Kelly.
that. Yeah, no, not doing an official throwdown. I just think that's the whole reason that you put, like we've done the series here, like what's the hardest job? Like you go and get a mad respect for what other people do. This is just like, look, I'm on the balance beam.
All right, so Sandy
Yes,
Max joins us on Wisconsin's Morning News to give us a preview, to give us a look ahead, give us a what to expect when it comes to your upcoming weekend. Of course, it's Easter weekend, and there are always things to do in and around Southeast Wisconsin any weekend. What do we got cooking the next couple of days?
Well, I feel like, again, you're looking for something to do sometimes with family if they're visiting and you just kind of want to go out and do something fun. But tomorrow, I'm very charmed by this. There's an annual tradition at Holy Hill. On Good Friday, the Archbishop takes a morning stroll through the outdoor stations of the cross at Holy Hill, 14 different stations that tell the biblical story. And, Listecki's been doing it for years. Well, the baton has been passed, and it will be an outdoor Stations of the Cross stroll with Archbishop Grob tomorrow morning at 8:30. Weather permitting, it's an hour-long stroll, and I got to think he'd probably be a pretty good tour guide.
Right.
It's an extraordinary sight, Holy Hill, both, if for the religious faithful who may be drawn to it for those reasons, and then also just for folks who appreciate the architecture and the spot that it is. So there are both a secular and non-secular association with this really amazing
and
place.
Nature.
Yes.
It can be very profound, and it's a family tradition for some people to do this Good Friday walk, but it's just a beautiful space any time of year. And I find it fascinating that this is outdoor artwork. It's almost 100 years old. It was a 14-year project by a sculptor. He was from Milwaukee named Joseph Asklar, but it took him 14 years. So that's just in itself is a feat of nature. And I wonder if he realized, 100 years later, people will still be coming to see your art. And you talk about such a profound space. Holy Hill is part of the Jubilee Year of Hope. So it is part of the pilgrimage. And there will be pilgrims coming from all around the country,
That's really
I assume
neat.
possibly around the world. And It's one of the places you can receive a Jubilee plenary indulgence.
What's that mean?
It's a grace granted by the Catholic Church through the merits of Jesus Christ to remove the temporal punishment due to sin. So this really is a profound
very
landmark.
specific blessing that you can get there, right? That's fascinating.
We should mention the Archbishop will be on the program on Friday, right here on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Fantastic.
So, right, he has that event in the morning. Then the Archbishop has Good Friday services at the Cathedral of St. John the Evangelist downtown. So that is his schedule for tomorrow.
What else you got?
On the Easter theme, but not quite as profound and spiritual. Instead, very lighthearted and fun. The Peeps brand art exhibition at Racine Art Museum. They've been doing this for almost 20 years. It's the 17th annual. They invite people to create artworks out of the marshmallow candy, and almost 200 entries this year. So think about like dioramas, pretty much popular, or Peepular, because the names of the artworks. No, it's a name of one of the award-winning artworks.
Oh.
You can go all kinds of themes. Peepular. There's also, this one I want to see. I haven't found photos. Bob Uecker, Mr. Baseball, Rest in Peeps is the name of one of them.
What does that mean?
Peeps on a Plane. Dancing Grannies got together and made a Dancing Grannies Peeps. There's one called Let It Peep, which I think might be Beatles inspired. So it really embraces a spirit of fun and creativity. 12 Angry Peeps, based on the film.
Right.
The Field of Peeps, another baseball. Peeps and Van Gogh. There's a Mona Peepsa. So, you can go with your punny art inspired creations, and these are on display this weekend and through next weekend. So just have some fun with it. Peep Pony Club, you can see
it's nice.
It's one of the bright pink peeps. So Vince is not convinced that he needs to take his family.
Racine Art Museum has done this, you said, going on 20 years, 17th, and every year we've talked about it since I've been in the news and whatever, and never has it actually drawn me there. But it's something that's always a matter of curiosity. Yes. So are these like real artists who make this, or I guess
combination,
we're all
yes,
artists.
exactly.
Are they like the 7th grade class at
Oh, good question.
John Shinland in middle school?
It is all ages. The adult division was
divisions.
Yes, because there are awards, and the adult division was won a Peeps flash sheet. So instead of creating artwork using Peeps, it's inspired by Peeps, so it looks like tattoo art.
Well, can you
Peeps.
eat
and then
the artwork?
The young people, no, you're not supposed. That's the one rule. You can go look, but you can't touch
They
it
have
and
a
taste
sign
it.
on all these, no eating the Peeps.
Yeah,
Hey,
no
eating.
There is a young people's division, and Alexander Jarrett won for Where's Waldo. Maggie Weir. Peeps go to space. So yes, there are group divisions and age divisions as well. But it really is to tap into your fun side and your creative side. If you really are what you consider a true artist, you are welcome to. And if you're just like, hey, let's do some fun arts and crafts and be silly, you can do that too.
WTMJ's What's on Taps. Sandy Max joins us. Okay, one more. What's one more weekend event that we should pay attention to?
Why not have some fun? Sister Act, the musical, is at Skylight Music Theater, so you can see nuns singing as well. You know the movie from 1992.
Yeah,
Whoopi
so
Goldberg.
is this a musical based on the movie,
Yes.
or did they make movie out of the musical?
No, vice versa.
Remember.
So
Okay,
the
right.
1992 movie inspired this musical, and uplifting, songs you can kind of sing along to, got that gospel vibe and feel R&B.
Probably encouraged to clap.
And the star, her name is Mona Swain. She's a sensation on TikTok, 2 million followers, and an incredible singer and performer. So just kind of cool to have that level of talent on stage.
Is Mona local or no? Or
No.
So one thing, as you well know, at Skylight, it's usually a mix of some local talent, of which there is an abundance, and then also folks who travel here for the shows.
Yeah. You got to audition. You got to get cast.
Speaking of performances, so Brad Paisley just announced they're going to have the free concert outside Lambeau Field for draft day. Brad Paisley, what do you think? Is that a big get for the country music stars?
I think so. Don't you? I mean, and he's kicking off his world tour.
Yeah.
I think with that NFL draft show.
Okay.
So yeah, he's a still, I would say, legend in the modern country world. And I'm telling you, the drone show I'm super excited about.
Yeah.
I was in Philly I was working there when they were about to get into the NFC Championship, and they had a drone show over their art museum. But get this, the drones were going to make a QR code so everybody watching could snap it and possibly win a ticket to the game the next day.
Oh, there's a little something.
That's pretty cool.
I think that's cool. So the technology, and then last year's Villa Terrace 100th anniversary drone show was beautiful over the lake.
You got to think the NFL is going to do that right. The drone show is Friday night.
Yeah.
Next Friday. That's going to be awesome.
And
Sandy Max.
over Lambeau Field.
Yeah.
Yes. WTMJ's What's on Taps. Sandy Max, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
When Jesus walked, when Jesus walked. From my family and myself, I would like to say thank you to Gruber Law Offices for taking such good care of us.
I would say thank you because you were so human and so much of a friend during the whole process.
I'm super grateful for them representing me and doing all that they did for me.
I would just say thank you for making me feel better.
That's why I'm here, to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for Tri-County Contracting. Okay, well, the time is now. You're worried about that roof. You're like, okay, well, it's time to get that replaced. Let's figure out the process. You know what? You may not even need a new roof. You might just need a worry-free roof tune-up from Tri-County Contracting. That's right. Don't forget, they do this all the time. High demand for it, and it's great. Replace all the shingles that need to be replaced. Take care of gaskets, recaulk. They do all the work for you, and then they give you peace of mind. And oftentimes, you don't need a new roof. You just need the worry-free roof tune-up. And by the way, here's the best part about what Chuck does over there at Tri-County Contracting. It's a man of faith. This guy takes care of it. He takes care of people. If they find out there's an actual issue with the roof, they're going to tell you. They're not going to do the worry-free roof tune-up and then say afterward, hey, you probably need a new roof. No, they'll help you with the process. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and windows. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
The most common reason pain sufferers come to us is to be able to perform their daily tasks without suffering through them. Grandparents who want to be able to take their grandkids on walks and to the park. Or those that just want to be able to get out of their vehicle with more ease than pain. Rejuvenex pain treatments can help, and the sooner you get to calming down that pain, the better it will be. These are powerful, FDA-approved pain treatments precisely administered with an extremely small needle to get to the root of your pain. And before you know it, you'll feel the anti-inflammatory power of Toradol and the cushioning relief of hyaluronic acid. Positive patient results are regularities, not rarities. And we do this conveniently in office, so it's very easy for you. And we're in network with most insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicaid, which could mean zero out-of-pocket costs for your pain relief treatment.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to Rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care, and they do it every day with compassion and with empathy. They've got locations throughout southeast Wisconsin. I've been to the locations. I love how they treat the people who live there. They specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. They offer early memory loss classes. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. Kindness at the core. It's Azura Living. Check them out at AzuraLiving.com. It's Azura.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, Rich Top Exteriors and Capital Heating and Cooling. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. Yet at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
About 9:55 here on WTMJ. Eric and Denny taking you just to the top of the hour, checking out momentarily. However, the news rolls on. A couple of things to watch, and things that we've talked about already this morning. Wisconsin Election Commission is in town.
happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
In fact, moments from now, the commission, of course, based in Madison, set to meet here in Milwaukee this morning. I don't know why if they're required statutorily to take the show on the road every once in a while.
Must be. Seems odd.
Yes, so they're going to be at the Tommy G. Thompson Youth Center there at Wisconsin State Fair Park, where they have meeting space and spots for this. There is a public comment section, so folks are invited to comment to the Wisconsin Election Commission if you so choose. If you're just hearing this now and think, well, I might head on down there. It's only 30 minutes. It's right at the top of the agenda. They're going to cut it off after 30. So I guess you're no longer invited. More important thing on their agenda today is they are going to be talking about the ongoing investigation into the Madison City Clerk's office regarding those 193 uncounted absentee ballots from the November election. The clerk, Maribeth Witzel-Bell, resigned this week. So that's the new information. But the investigation continues. So they are going to be in Milwaukee and it's supposed to gavel in momentarily. What's going on with Menendez brothers?
Menendez brothers will be in court today. One of them, the judge is going to consider resentencing for one of the Menendez brothers today. Now, a couple of things. The hearing could last several weeks, or it could happen immediately, or it could be delayed. So
again,
could be very anticlimactic. In SoCal, we'll have to see. Here locally, our guy Jay Rothman,
SOTY Award winner.
Yeah, our SOTY Award winner. This is the head of the UW System Universities of Wisconsin, is going to be testifying before a committee hearing again. Of course, as you know, they're asking for quite a bit of money,
like $1 billion,
$855 million. We'll see
give or take a couple $100,000.
He told us back in December when he was awarded a SOTY.
We want to maintain as broad accessibility as we can for the state, but we have to do that within the financial resources that we are allotted.
You would assume that the Republicans on the Joint Finance Committee and elsewhere are not going to give them that type of money, but he'll face the questioning again today as they make the push for $855 million in the budget for the UW system.
Point taken with Steve Scafidi and Kristen Bry is up next on 620 WTMJ.
Catch the Wisconsin's Morning News podcast on WTMJ.